Chapter 462. With the arrival of the king of Lanling, Emoshio had a chance to catch his breath and escape the calamity. However, Emoshio's results in the second round weren't ideal. Out of the 1,500 alchemists, only 180 of them could finish smelting and purifying a 1,000-year-old spirit herb 10 times in 4 hours. Among the 180 participants, most of them were 4th Revolution Pill Masters. There were also a few peak 3rd Revolution Pill Masters who had passed the test and were recruited by many forces. Those who could purify a 1,000-years-old purple jade banyan 50 times were all 5th Revolution Pill Masters. Huang Tingzi purified the 1,000-year purple jade banyan 74 times, while Yunzi purified it 77 times. Emoshio suffered a backlash and lost his flame. He was only able to purify 72 times before losing to Huang and Yi. What was even more unacceptable to Emoshio was that Ningfan had actually purified the purple jade banyan 99 times. One should know that even a true 6th Revolution Pill Master could only purify a 1,000-years-old spiritual herb 100 times. Ningfan's result was undoubtedly telling the world that his pill refinement mastery was already close to the 6th revolution. Ningfan actually won the first place in the second round of the competition despite the presence of Huang, Yi and the other grandmasters. Of course, this result was only a test of the refinement and purification of spirit herbs. Perhaps Ningfan's refinement and purification skills were better than the others, but his pill refinement mastery was still inferior to Emoshio and the others. Many old monsters were looking forward to the third round of competition. In the third round, all the alchemists would concoct pills for real, and they would be able to truly determine who was better. They really wanted to know if Ningfan could still obtain the first rank under such circumstances. The second round came to an end, and there were 10 days left until the third round. Within 10 days, Ningfan had been standing outside the West Tower in the snow and wind. His mind was replaying the techniques of the 1,500 pill refinement masters in the second round. On the 7th day, news spread that Emoshio had fully recovered. Emoshio claimed that he wanted to have a fair and square battle with Ningfan in the last round. Ningfan sneered disdainfully at this kind of rumor. He had never thought that Emoshio was a real person. On the 8th day, in the dead of the night, a vast ripple of battle suddenly came from the direction of Jumo's broken world. Some cultivators saw that one of the parties was King Lanling while the other party was 7 to 8 Void Refinement Realm old monsters with vast chi. In the end, King Lanling was outnumbered and left angrily. As for the 7 to 8 mysterious Void Refinement Realm experts, they were also extremely fearful of King Lanling, and did not chase after him. Countless cultivators tried to guess the identities of these 7 to 8 mysterious Void Refinement Realm cultivators, but none of them could get the answer. Ningfan was the only one who knew that King Lanling must be extremely conceited. He snuck into Jumo's broken world alone, and was forcefully repelled by the 8 ancestors. This matter had deepened Ningfan's fear of the 8 ancestors. Even though King Lanling only came with his second primordial spirit, his second primordial spirit alone was already much stronger than many void-pierced stage-old monsters. Even King Lanling could not forcefully barge into the broken world of the Ju-Mo clan and take away the devil statue slate. It was even more impossible for Ningfan to do so. However, this king of Lanling is really not weak. His second primordial spirit was besieged by 2 void-pierced stage experts and 6 void inquiry stage experts, but he still managed to stay alive. As expected of an expert of the same generation as Yin Tianjue, that person's true body has yet to break through to the void fragmentation realm. However, it is very likely that there are very few who can match him below the void fragmentation realm. After failing to snatch the stone slab, King Lanling was heavily injured and left. That person was very strong. Yin Tianjue was the only person who had lost to someone at the same level as him. King Lanling was someone who had once fought against Yin Tianjue. He was invincible among those below the void fragmentation realm. Rumor has it that even a first heavenly layer void fragmentation realm expert had suffered a loss in his hands. Currently, Ningfan was far from being a match for King Lanling. Thus, he did not have the intention to compete with him. Emoshio had recovered to his peak state. He no longer needed King Lanling's protection. He began to actively prepare for the third round of the competition, intending to slap Ning Fan's face in the third round. On the 9th day, Huang Tingzi and Yi Yunzi came to visit Ning Fan one after another. The three of them discussed something. Before Huang Tingzi left, he announced to everyone that Ning Fan had officially become the guest elder of Pill Island. As for Yi Yunzi, he announced to everyone that the Zhou clan would always be Ning Fan's backing. Outsiders might not know about Ning Fan's pill refinement mastery, but the two of them could tell that Ning Fan's pill refinement mastery had at least reached the peak grade 5th revolution. Moreover, there were few who could match him among those at the peak grade 5th revolution. This made the two of them feel defeated, but at the same time, they were also impressed by Ning Fan's profound pill refinement mastery. On the 10th day, Yun Niansu came to tell Ning Fan some information. He found out that Mo Xiu was a narrow-minded person. He was preparing to cause some trouble in the third round of the pill ceremony, which might be disadvantageous to Ning Fan. Yun Niansu represented the mysterious Heaven Palace. The reason he expressed his goodwill to Ning Fan was to strengthen the relationship between the two palaces. After hearing that Yun Niansu was the foster son of the third prince of the Rain Palace, Yin Bushu, Ning Fan became even more polite to him. He had already met Yin Bushu twice. The first time was during the Great Calamity of the Seven Apricot City, and the second time was during the gamble of the sinister Sparrow sect. Rumor has it that among the princes of the Rain Palace, Yin Bushu was the only one who had a close relationship with Yin Tianjue. Now that Yun Niansu had shown kindness to Ning Fan several times, Ning Fan was also willing to befriend him. With Yun Niansu's reminder, Ning Fan became even more vigilant towards the third round of the grand competition. Now that King Lanling was not here, if Mo Xiu really dares to cause trouble in the grand competition, Ning Fan would not mind taking the opportunity to kill him. With the protection of the Rain Sovereign, the Pill Sovereign and the Zhou clan, no one in the Rain world would dare to hurt Ning Fan before he falls out with the Rain Sovereign. He did not need to worry too much. Even the Palace Lord of the Scarlet Heaven Palace might not necessarily be unkillable. 10 days passed, and the third round of the grand competition began. This time, the grand competition was held on an icy plain. The spiritual chi of heaven and earth on this icy plain was much denser than that of the Snow Valley. If one concocts pills here, the speed of concocting pills would be at least 6 to 7 times faster than the outside world. There were a total of 180 people participating in the competition. However, those with discerning eyes knew that the top 3 would most likely be Ning Fan, Yi Yunzi, Huang Tingzi, and Mo Xiu. Ning Fan appeared on the icy plain very early in the morning. He stood on the jade platform that belonged to him for a long time like a statue, unmoved by anything. The outside world was filled with wind and snow, but his heart was as tranquil as a piece of paper. He repeatedly studied his pill refinement techniques, and recalled the scenes of him concocting pills in the past. Under the guidance of the Alchemy Sovereign, his body gradually formed a unique aura. That bearing belonged to Ning Fan's own Tao of Pill. Even though it was still far from being formed, it would eventually be carried forward and flourished one day. Thick ink-like medicinal qi spread out to several zhang. At this moment, Ning Fan no longer looked like a revered devil lord. Instead, he had completely turned into a pill refinement grandmaster, who wholeheartedly focused on the Tao of Pill. Su Qiuling stared at Ning Fan from afar. Her beautiful eyes were filled with infatuation. Yu Lingkong looked at Ning Fan. She actually felt a little unaccustomed to Ning Fan's bearing of a grandmaster. In her heart, Ning Fan should always be shrouded in dense devil qi. Fen Qi was deeply attracted to Ning Fan at this moment. Just like her, countless beautiful female cultivators in the audience were also attracted to him. Feng Shuiyan was not around. After Prince Lan Ling attacked the giant devil Broken World, she was carefully protected by the 8 ancestors. They were afraid that she would make any mistakes. Before they made use of her, the 8 ancestors really treated her extremely well. However, when Ning Fan thought that all of their good deeds were just a disguise to kill her 10 years later, he suddenly felt that the 8 ancestors of the giant devil clan were very disgusting. Hee. Venerated Ming really came early. Huang Tingzi and Yi Yunzi exchanged some pleasantries with Ning Fan, and went to their respective jade platforms. Both of them seemed to be well prepared. More and more pill refinement masters entered the icy plain. Among them was Mo Xiu. Today, Emoshio had regained his usual calmness. From the beginning to the end, his eyes that were looking at Ning Fan did not have a trace of hostility. It was as if he had forgotten about the grudge that happened 10 days ago. This greatly disappointed many people who were waiting to see Ning Fan and Emoshio fight each other. Gradually, all 180 participating pill refinement masters had arrived. Great Elder Fu Bai, however, was not in a hurry to announce the start of the grand competition. Instead, he was waiting for something quietly. All the pill refinement masters were waiting patiently. 2 hours later, the strange phenomenon of a sun rising from the ocean suddenly appeared in the distance. That sun was green in color. It was already daytime at this moment. A red sun had already appeared in the sky. The appearance of the second green sun was extremely strange. It seemed to be able to move, and it was flying towards the cold northern country at a rapid speed. The rays of the sun were so bright that countless cultivators could not open their eyes. All of them wore expressions of shock, as they could not see what was coming towards them. When they took a closer look, they could clearly see that it was 16 giants in black armor. Each of them was carrying a pure golden wine goblet that was the size of a small hill. At this moment, Great Elder Fu Bai smiled faintly and explained, "Fellow Taoists, there's no need to panic. This item is a treasure of the Pill Island. It's called the Flame Light Goblet. It's a supreme treasure that can appraise pills. For this grand competition, we, the 16 experts of the Giant Devil Clan, have specially borrowed this item from the Pill Island." Up to this point, Fu Bai did not explain much. However, his words immediately caused countless cultivators to discuss spiritedly. "What? This is the #1 treasure of the Pill Island, the Flame Light Goblet? Rumor has it that this treasure is specially made to appraise the grade of pills. When a pill is placed inside the wine goblet, it will reflect the sun's shadow of different colors and sizes according to the grade of the pill. 5th revolution green, 6th revolution profound, 7th revolution purple. Just now, a virtual shadow of a green sun appeared. Could it be that someone placed a 5th revolution pill inside the flame light goblet? A low-grade pill will have a sun shadow of 10,000 zhang. A middle-grade pill will have a sun shadow of 20,000 zhang. A high-grade pill will have a sun shadow of 40,000 zhang. A peak-grade pill will have a sun shadow of 80,000 zhang. That green sun earlier is at least 30,000 zhang in size. The pill that was placed inside the flame light goblet is most likely a middle-grade 5th revolution pill. Moreover, it's not an ordinary pill among the middle-grade 5th revolution pills. Voices of discussion spread. The 16 black-armored giants placed the huge flame light goblet in front of the host's seat and carefully guarded it. Ning Fan's eyes scanned across the flame light goblet. He had heard about this item from the pill sovereign in the dream realm of 100 years. When the flame light goblet was placed into the pill, it would reflect the shadows of the sun of different grades. The 4 heavens and 9 realms all had suns. Suns could be seen, but these suns were all flowers in the mirror and the moon reflected in the water. No one could touch them. The sun that cultivators saw did not actually exist, it was only an illusion. Legend has it that in the primordial era, the immortal emperor created reincarnation and refined the yin and yang pills. The yin pill was the moon, and the yang pill was the sun. He also used a great spell to disperse the shadows of the sun and moon, so that everyone in the 4 heavens and 9 worlds could see the sun and moon change. The so-called sun was a non-existent pill refined by the celestial sovereign. Its grade was immeasurable. This flame light goblet used the shadow of the sun to distinguish the grade of a pill, so it could be considered as borrowing from this legend. The flame light goblet has been brought here. Fellow Taoists, you can start the cauldron to concoct the pills. 3rd and 4th revolution pills will be appraised by the appraisers. The flame light goblet would appraise the pills above the 5th revolution. The time limit for concocting pills must not exceed 1 month. Otherwise, they will be disqualified. The grand competition begins now. Each of the pill refinement masters had a serious look on their faces. They summoned their pill cauldrons and started to concoct pills. Ning Fan glanced at Emoshio from the corner of his eyes. Coincidentally, Emoshio was also looking at him. Emoshio's eyes were filled with an inexplicable coldness that was hidden very deeply. Suddenly, he opened his mouth and said, "Revered Ming, do you dare to make a bet with me?" What bet? Ning Fan's eyes were calm as if he already knew what Emoshio was going to say. Let's bet on whose pill refinement mastery is better in the third round of the grand competition, me or you. What's the bet? If I lose, I'll allow you to take away any treasure you want from me. If you lose, your black flames will belong to me. Emoshio was rather tactful. With the Rain Sovereign's order, he did not dare to kill Ning Fan, but he still wanted to snatch Ning Fan's flames. Ning Fan's eyes flashed with a cold light. If Emoshio really wanted to make a bet with him in a fair and square manner, he would also be willing to do so in a fair and square manner. However, Yin Niansu had already found out about Emoshio's scheme. This time, Emoshio would not compete in a fair and square manner. If you lose, can I even take away your life? Ning Fan's expression was expressionless. However, what he said made Emoshio's heart tremble. The chill only lasted for a moment before it faded away. Emoshio smiled disdainfully. His pill refinement mastery might not be as good as Ning Fan's, but his strength was far superior to his. Now that he was in his peak state, he did not think that Ning Fan could take away his life. If you have the ability to take it away, you can try. Emoshio replied in an imposing manner. Countless cultivators who were spectating the grand competition were in an uproar. At the beginning of the grand competition, Shio actually made a bet with Ning Fan. Even though Ning Fan's medicine soul was very strong, and he was also the first in the second round, most people did not know what level his pill refinement mastery had reached. Emoshio, on the other hand, was a senior pill refinement master whose name shook the 100 countries. He had an extremely high prestige. Moreover, he was the palace lord of the Scarlet Heaven Palace, and the trusted aide of the 7th Prince of the Rain Palace. For a moment, not everyone thought that Ning Fan would win. Many people were even more confident in Emoshio's victory after seeing his confident smile. If it wasn't for the fact that Emoshio was injured during the second round of the competition, he might not be weaker than Ning Fan. Why did Little Cucumber make a bet with that old thing? If he loses, wouldn't he have to give the black fire to someone else? Yulinkong said worriedly. Does Sister Yu not believe in Big Brother? When has Big Brother ever done something that he's not confident in? Su Qiuling, on the other hand, was full of confidence. In Zhu Mo's broken world, the 8 ancestors were recuperating from their injuries. The king of Lanling barged into the realm forcefully, and although he was defeated, it was a huge blow to the 8 ancestors. The 8 forefathers were neither dead nor alive, and their bodies were in danger of dissipating at any time. After King Lanling did that, the bodies of the 8 of them became even more illusionary. Damn it. If I get the chance, I'll definitely tear the Prince of Lanling to pieces and exterminate his entire clan. A sinister female voice rang out. Let's put the matter of the Prince of Lanling aside. He's heavily injured and won't dare to cause trouble. The 8 of us, on the other hand, have reached the point where our bodies are about to dissipate. Originally, we could have dragged on for another 10 years, but that brat, Lanling, brought this calamity forward. The sinful sea pill that was passed down in our clan has already been consumed. We need to seek help from another pill master to concoct this pill. An old man said in a hoarse voice. Seek help from who? Although the sinful sea pill is only a peak 5th revolution pill, ordinary 6th revolution pill masters might not be able to successfully concoct it. There are only 7 6th revolution pill masters in the Rain world, and none of them are on good terms with us, the Zhu Mo clan. Why should they concoct the pill for us? How can we expose our identities to outsiders? The harsh female voice refuted. There might be a peak 5th revolution pill master in this pill ceremony, who has the ability to concoct the sinful sea pill. The hoarse old man sneered. Who? The pill masters that Zhu Qing invited for his daughter are not weak, but none of them is a peak 5th revolution pill master. Zhou Ming. Impossible. This kid is not even 500 years old. It's already heaven-defying for his pill refinement mastery to reach the 5th revolution. How is it possible for him to have a peak 5th revolution pill refinement mastery? The reason why he obtained first place in the second round was mostly because of his powerful pill cauldron and pill fire. The harsh female voice refuted. Just wait and see. This old man has eaten quite a number of pill masters' medicine souls in my life. His medicine soul is especially delicious. I won't be wrong about it. It's a pity that we still need this kid to concoct the Sinful Sea pill before we complete our mission. Otherwise, I wouldn't mind having a taste of his medicine soul." The hoarse old man sneered with an evil charm. The moment he sneered, the primordial spirits of the other 7 ancestors, including Zhu Yan, shuddered instinctively. The 7 ancestors were all experts of the giant devil clan and devil cultivators. However, the hoarse old man was the only one who was a devil lord that could strike fear in people's hearts. Feng Shuiyan, who was sleeping soundly on the ice-cold bed, suddenly clenched her fist. She had actually woken up. However, when she unintentionally heard the conversation of the 8 ancestors, her heart was in turmoil and her beautiful face turned pale. Are they trying to eat brother-in-law? I must tell brother-in-law about this. Grandpa is a bad guy. Where is this place? Chapter 463. Ningfan no longer paid attention to Emoshio and began to concoct pills. His heart was as calm as still water. 90% of his attention was focused on the pill cauldron, and the other half was focused on Emoshio's movements. Ningfan took out tufts of 10,000 years old spiritual herbs with strong devil power, and threw them into the pill cauldron one after another. His movements were as smooth as floating clouds and flowing water. A few breaths later, there were dozens of spirit herbs being calcined in the cauldron. Different spirit herbs required different temperatures to be smelted. It was already difficult for ordinary 5th Revolution pill masters to refine a tuft of 10,000 years old spiritual herbs at once. However, Ningfan was actually refining tens of them at the same time. The alchemy technique was like a celestial maiden scattering flowers. In the eyes of the surrounding cultivators, it immediately turned into a stunning sight. If it was before, there were still a few people who doubted Ningfan's pill refinement mastery. Now, however, no one dared to underestimate him anymore. Many 3rd and 4th Revolution pill masters looked at him with respect and admiration in their eyes, as if they were looking at a famous senior. All the 5th Revolution pill masters, including Huang, and he also looked at Ningfan with admiration. This kid's technique is extraordinary, and it makes me feel ashamed. The younger generation will surpass us in time, as expected of the alchemy emperor's half-disciple. Huang Tingzi smiled bitterly. He already knew that his pill refinement mastery was far inferior to Ningfan's. Thus, he did not have the intention to compete with Ningfan today. All he wanted to do was not to lose to Yunzi and Emoshio. What he was concocting was a type of high-grade 5th Revolution pill, called the Barbarian Soul Pill. The effect of the pill was to increase the physical strength of a Jade Life Body Refiner by 30% in a short period of time. After the effect of the pill ended, the side effects of the pill would be extremely great. At the very least, it would cause the body of the person who consumed the pill to be paralyzed for tens of years, unable to move. Although the side effects were great, if this pill was used in a battle to the death, it would often have the miraculous effect of turning the tide of the battle. It was a rare life-saving pill. Many body cultivator old eccentrics saw Huang Tingzi refining the ferocious soul pill, and their eyes burned with desire. They were all prepared to buy the pill from Huang Tingzi at a high price after the pill was refined. The pill Yunzi concocted was an upper-grade 5th Revolution Purple Heaven pill. One Purple Heaven pill could increase a mid-stage soul formation cultivator's magic power by 200 units. It was slightly more difficult to concoct than the ferocious soul pill. If Yunzi performed normally and refined the ferocious soul pill flawlessly, his result would naturally be slightly higher than Huang Tingzi's. Huang Tingzi smiled bitterly as he shook his head. He knew that Yunzi's alchemy skills were slightly better than his, but he didn't mind it. He would wait until the pills were completed before deciding the outcome. Emoshio, on the other hand, was unusually quiet. No one knew what he was plotting. Tufts of 10,000 years old spiritual herbs were thrown into the pill cauldron at the same time. Even though it was not as many as Ningfan, it was still quite eye-catching. When those with sharp eyes saw the medicinal ingredients that Emoshio was using, their eyes were filled with astonishment. If they were not mistaken, the pill Emoshio was concocting was actually a high-grade 5th Revolution pill, Lianqing pill. This was an extremely precious pill. The reason why it was so precious was because it could greatly enhance the quality of a fifth revolution pill master's medicine soul. However, the medicinal ingredients for this pill had always been scarce, and the difficulty of concocting it was almost infinitely close to that of a peak fifth revolution pill. Everyone was naturally extremely surprised when they saw Emoshio had actually chosen to refine the Lianqing pill. Once Emoshio refined the Lianqing pill, then even if it was only of ordinary quality, it would be sufficient to defeat Huang Xiaolong and Yi Qing. Looking at Emoshio's confident expression, it was obvious that he was quite confident in concocting this pill. Everyone's eyes shifted to Ningfan. All of them knew that he was the only one who could compete with Emoshio now. However, when some devil cultivators recognized the pill that Ningfan was concocting, all of them revealed disappointed looks. What Ningfan was concocting was not a peak fifth revolution pill, but a high-grade fifth revolution devil-revered pill. The revered devil-revered pill was a good item to improve one's golden body refinement realm. However, in terms of grade, it was still slightly inferior to the Lianqing pill. After all, it was a devil pill. Its medicinal effect was strong, but its side effects were also great. Unless the revered devil pill that Ningfan concocted was flawless, it would probably be quite difficult for him to defeat Emoshio in this competition. The sounds of discussions gradually spread. It seems like the person who has the highest chance of winning today is Palace Master Emoshio. Revered Ming's pill refinement mastery isn't weak. However, his actual cultivation base should still be slightly inferior to Emoshio. After all, Emoshio is an old monster who had been famous for many years. Emoshio let out a cold snort when he heard the support of the public. He seemed to be indifferent, but his eyes were filled with a hint of pride. He never thought that he would lose to Ningfan in pill refinement. Even though Ningfan's pill cauldron and pill fire were far superior to his, he did not think that he would lose. It seems like I can still win even if I don't use my tricks. However, humph. If I don't use some tricks, how can I take revenge for seizing my flame that day? Little Zhou Ming, just you wait. When you, Huang, and Yi complete the pill, I will give you a surprise. All of Emoshio's expressions were seen through by Ningfan. Ningfan did not expose him. He had already guessed some of Emoshio's plan from some of his pill refinement techniques. Coincidentally, Ningfan also had a plan. The Lianqing pill that Emoshio concocted was not as simple as he imagined it to be. As for the revered devil pill that Ningfan concocted, it was also not as ordinary as it looked on the surface. Half a month passed. For the first time, a strange phenomenon of heaven and earth appeared in the sky above the vast icy plain. It was the phenomenon of a fourth revolution pill being completed. A white-haired fourth revolution pill master was holding a scorching hot low-grade fourth revolution pill in his hands. The pill is done. My pill is done. If it was in an ordinary cultivation country, a fourth revolution pill master concocting a fourth revolution pill would certainly be a major event that would shake the entire country. However, in this pill ceremony where pill refiners were as numerous as ants, the old man's fourth revolution pill could not attract too many people. In the end, his pill was handed over to the appraiser to be appraised. Of course, after the appraisal, the pill would still belong to the old man. After the old man, there were people who successfully concocted fourth revolution pills one after another. Strange phenomena of heaven and earth appeared one after another. There were also many pill refiners whose cauldrons exploded, and their pills were destroyed. Disheartened, they withdrew from the competition. 20 days passed. Almost all the fourth revolution pill masters had completed their pill refinement. On the icy plain, there were only 21 fifth revolution pill masters, including Ningfan, who were still carefully concocting pills. Ningfan carefully controlled his black flame. After obtaining the 3 types of earth vein demonic flames, the grade of his black flame improved again. Even though it had yet to reach the level of a high-grade 7th revolution spiritual flame, it was already invincible among mid-grade 7th revolution spiritual flames of the same level. With Ningfan's pill refinement speed, it was several times faster than Emoshio and the others. On this icy plain where his pill refinement speed was increased by 6 to 7 times, if he concocts the revered devil pill normally, he would only need 10 days to complete the pill. The reason why he had yet to complete the pill after 20 days was actually because he had other plans. Rumble. Suddenly, rays of silver light began to gather in the clear sky. It was as if a fifth revolution pill master had successfully concocted a pill and triggered the lightning tribulation. At this moment, the pill cauldron of that pill master seemed to have formed a gigantic vortex of magic power. It absorbed the spiritual chi of heaven and earth into the pill cauldron and used it to condense the pill. At this moment, the eyes of the cultivators outside the arena lit up with excitement. Each of the fifth revolution pills was an extremely valuable item. The lightning tribulation of every fifth revolution pill that was successfully concocted was not to be underestimated. Even divine transformation realm cultivators would not be able to withstand it. Many cultivators began to think about how they could purchase this fifth revolution pill from that pill master after the pill ceremony. As for that fifth revolution pill master, he asked for help from the host, implying that he could not withstand the lightning tribulation by himself. On the host's seat, Zhu Qing and Dong Su exchanged glances with each other. All of a sudden, they soared into the sky and clawed at the sky at the same time. The tribulation clouds that filled the sky were forcefully crushed by the two of them. Heaven and earth trembled. So this is the strength of the 7 venerated beings of the internal sea? Countless cultivators were astonished. Such a terrifying lightning tribulation was actually crushed by the two of them. The strength of their claw was enough to easily kill any divine transformation realm cultivator. When the fifth revolution pill master tested the grade of his pill in the flame light goblet, the shadow of a 10,000 zhang large green sun appeared in the sky. That was his result. In the next few days, more fifth revolution pills were successfully concocted. Each time, it was Zhu Qing and Dong Su who worked together to overcome the lightning tribulation. On the 24th day, Yang Gu and Yin Niansu successfully concocted their pills one after another. The pills they concocted were both low-grade fifth revolution pills. Looking at Ning Fan, who was still calmly concocting pills, Yang Gu's expression became even more respectful. Sure enough, he did not choose the wrong master. Ning Fan's pill refinement mastery was too broad and profound. Yin Niansu touched the pill that was still warm and let out a deep sigh. After all, he was just a low-grade fifth revolution pill master. He was not as good as Ning Fan. The two of them went to the flame light goblet to test the grade of their pills. Both of them had the shadow of a 10,000 zhang large green sun. This result was enough for them to enter the top 20 of this pill ceremony. The two mid-grade fifth revolution pill masters concocted mid-grade fifth revolution pills, and the shadow of a 20,000 zhang large green sun appeared. In the end, only Ning Fan, Huang Tingzi, Yunzi and Emoshio were left on the icy plain. On the 27th day, Huang Tingzi's pill cauldron was the first to emit a whiff of pill fragrance that could move one's heart. Then, it triggered countless silver lightning bolts in the vast sky. It was a sign that the pill was about to be completed. 1 hour later, Yunzi's pill cauldron also emitted a whiff of pill fragrance. The lightning bolts in the vast sky indicated that the pill was about to be completed. All of a sudden, Emoshio's eyes lit up. He secretly glanced at Huang Tingzi and Yunzi from the corner of his eyes. Eventually, he looked in Ning Fan's direction. He was waiting for the moment when Ning Fan's pill was about to be completed. That would be the moment when he would use his trump card. Noticing Emoshio's spying, the corner of Ning Fan's mouth curled into a cold smile. You want to plot against me? Then I'll show you a flaw. Condense. He clenched his 5 fingers, and the medicinal power in the cauldron immediately condensed into a pill. The vast sky was filled with dense silver lightning bolts. A vast amount of heaven and earth spiritual chi was absorbed into the pill cauldron, continuously increasing the aura force of the pill. When the aura force reaches its peak, the heavenly tribulation would descend, and the pill would be formed. Countless cultivators felt their hearts in their throats. They were about to witness the completion of 3 high-grade fifth revolution pills. How could they not be excited? Even Zhu Qing and Dong Su's eyes were solemn. Facing the lightning tribulations triggered by 3 great pill masters at the same time, even the two of them would not be able to withstand it. Everyone's gaze was fixed on the 3 lightning tribulations that were about to descend from the sky. No one noticed that at this moment, the corner of Emoshio's mouth curved into a hideous smile. Pill condense. He suddenly patted the body of the pill cauldron. A massive magic power whirlpool appeared in the pill cauldron, devouring the heaven and earth spiritual chi from all directions. The sudden appearance of the fourth lightning tribulation in the vast sky shocked countless people. None of them expected that Emoshio would also rush to complete the pill at this moment. Zhu Qing and Dong Su's expressions became even more solemn. It was very difficult to withstand 4 lightning tribulations at the same time. Huang Tingzi and Yi Yunzi shifted their gazes towards Emoshio. They felt that the technique that Emoshio used to condense the pill was a little strange. They saw Emoshio placing one of his hands on the pill cauldron while forming a hand seal with the other. His hand seals were extremely obscure and profound. As for the magic power whirlpool in his pill cauldron, the suction force was becoming stronger and stronger. It was so strong that it was a little abnormal. It was as if it was going to devour all the heaven and earth spiritual chi on the icy plane. The spiritual chi in the surroundings decreased rapidly, and all of them gathered around Emoshio. After losing a large amount of heaven and earth spiritual chi, the quality of the pills inside the pill cauldrons of Ningfan, Huang Tingzi and Yi Yunzi were declining rapidly. Not only that, the medicinal power inside the pills was being absorbed and devoured by Emoshio's pills bit by bit. All of a sudden, Huang Tingzi and Yi Yunzi's expressions changed greatly. This is the secret technique of the ancient pill masters, the pill advancement. This is the great seizing technique. There were pill masters in the ancient times who would order others to concoct pills during pill concoction. When the pills are completed, they would devour the pill power of others and assimilate it into their own pills to improve the grade of the pills. This kind of secret technique has been lost for a long time. You actually know how to use it. You're right. What I'm using is one of the pill advancement technique, grade seizing technique. Since the pills of the 3 of you have been seized by me, the grade of your pills will naturally decline. As for my pills, I can absorb the medicinal power of your pills to improve their grade. The Lianqing pill that I concocted is already a high-grade 5th revolution pill. If I can improve its grade, I can concoct a peak-grade 5th revolution pill in one go. I'm the winner of this round. A satisfied smile appeared on Emoshio's face. Today, he was going to step on the pills of the 3 of them and concoct his own peak-grade 5th revolution pill. The grade seizing technique was a secret technique of ancient pill cultivators. Unless it was a pill cultivator who was also proficient in the grade seizing technique, no one could stop Emoshio from seizing the medicinal power of others' pills. It was also by chance that he obtained this technique. Moreover, it was just an incomplete technique. He did not think that the others could learn this technique. Huang Tingzi and Yi Yunzi's faces were filled with anger. If the grade seizing technique is used in a private occasion, it would be fine if other pill masters willingly allow you to seize the medicinal power of their pills. However, when it was used in a grand competition, seizing the medicinal power of others' pills to upgrade one's own pills was already unfair. The dignified Scarlet Heaven Palace Lord is actually so despicable. Both of them shouted angrily. Humph! In this world, the strong survive and the weak die. It's not despicable or not. If the 2 of you also know the grade seizing technique, the medicinal power of your pills naturally wouldn't be seized by me. The reason why you lost is because you are weak. Emoshio, on the other hand, spoke eloquently. He increased his magic power and an even greater suction force came from the pill cauldron, violently absorbing the medicinal power of Huang Tingzi and Yi Yunzi's pills. As their pills continued to lose their medicinal power, their pills could no longer form into pills at all. Moreover, their pills began to show signs of cracking. Their eyes were filled with anger, but they were powerless to stop Emoshio from seizing their pills. The cultivators outside the arena fell into silence. Even though the grade seizing technique was a little despicable, Emoshio's statement of the strong survive and the weak die was not wrong either. For a moment, they did not know whether they should cheer for Emoshio's grade seizing technique or despise him. At this moment, some cultivators gradually realized that Ningfan was not angry at Emoshio. Ningfan still looked calm and composed. He had already seen through Emoshio's grade seizing technique. Emoshio glanced at Ningfan with a cold smile that was filled with hostility. Revered Ming, It seems like you're going to lose today's grand competition. Since you're willing to bet, you must be willing to accept your loss. After the grand competition, I will take away your black flames. Even if you complain to the Rain Sovereign and the Pill Sovereign now, you won't be able to get your black flames back. Complain? Why would I complain? The corner of Ningfan's mouth curved into a mocking smile. His hand seals suddenly changed, and he chanted the same incantation. Grade seizing technique. Inside Ningfan's pill cauldron, a vortex of magic power that was even stronger than Emoshio's suddenly rose. A massive suction force violently absorbed the medicinal power of Emoshio's pills. That suction force was more than a few times stronger than Emoshio's grade seizing technique. Emoshio's expression changed, and he shouted angrily. Impossible. How can you also know the grade seizing technique? This is absolutely impossible. Chapter 464. A strong sense of unwillingness rose in Emoshio's heart. The grade seizing technique was his trump card. He could not believe that Ningfan could do it as well. What he could not believe was that Ningfan's grade seizing technique was not only complete, but also had a higher level of mastery than him. Facing Ningfan's grade seizing technique, Emoshio could not resist at all. All he could do was let the medicinal power of the pill drain. The Lianqing pill that he had spent so much effort to concoct began to drop in grade. Huangrong and Yi Yun were surprised to find out that Ningfan did not seize the medicinal power of their pills after using the grade seizing technique. Instead, he only seized the medicinal power of Emoshio's pills. With Ningfan restraining Emoshio, the medicinal power of their pills no longer drained. Thus, they could form the pills again and complete the last step of the concoction. Of course, Ningfan was helping the two of them by doing them a small favor. Their pills were almost destroyed because of Emoshio. Now that they received Ningfan's help, they naturally felt grateful towards him. Countless cultivators outside the arena were stunned. They did not expect the situation to be reversed like this. Emoshio, who used the grade seizing technique, was seized by Ningfan instead. To Emoshio, this scene was really ironic. Compared to Emoshio's despicable behavior, Ningfan, who gained the upper hand after striking, seemed to be more upright and righteous, even though he also used the grade seizing technique. You've lost. Ningfan's indifferent voice contained 70% indifference and 30% disdain. When Emoshio heard it, it was like a bolt from the blue. I've lost? I actually lost to Ningfan in terms of pill refinement? This is impossible. However, he had to admit that if he continues to let Ningfan seize the medicinal power of his Lianqing pill, its medicinal power would eventually be drained, and it would become a useless pill. Emoshio's eyes flashed with ferocity. He had never felt so unwilling before. This kind of unwillingness turned into a sharp thorn that pierced his heart. He could not tolerate it. His eyes that looked at Ningfan revealed killing intent for the first time. You can't defeat me. During the second round, you seized my spirit fire and caused me to suffer a backlash. Today, I will take revenge for that and teach you a lesson. Soul Palm Imprint. Emoshio and Ningfan were at the critical moment of concocting their pills. Both their magic power and spirit sense were tied to the pills. However, Emoshio's technique was extraordinary. His dark green medicine soul suddenly turned into a gigantic palm imprint and slammed down on Ningfan's head. It was actually a medicine soul palm imprint with the power of the first level. Emoshio had secretly learned this technique from the alchemy sovereign. Although he had only learned one layer of the palm imprint, its power was still extraordinary. When Ningfan was at a crucial point in his pill concoction, he suddenly launched a sneak attack with his battle soul technique. It was enough to cause Ningfan's cauldron to explode and his pills to be destroyed. He would then suffer the backlash of failing to concoct the pill and be severely injured by the palm imprint. Emoshio did not dare to kill Ningfan. However, if he doesn't let Ningfan have a taste of severe injuries, how could he quell the anger in his heart? A palm imprint that you secretly learned? It's only Esozo. Ningfan's eyes flickered with a cold light. He had long been prepared for Emoshio's sneak attack. When countless cultivators saw Emoshio fly into a rage out of humiliation and actually launched a sneak attack on Ningfan, who was in the midst of concocting pills, they began to despise his character. There were also many alchemists who saw Emoshio use the battle soul technique that only ancient cultivators knew, and their eyes burned with passion. When Yu Lingkong, Su Qiuling and Fen Qi saw Ningfan being ambushed, all of them rose to their feet in a panic. They wanted to rush over to help Ningfan block the palm imprint, but it was already too late. Seeing that Ningfan was about to be hit by Emoshio's palm imprint and suffer a backlash, Su Qiuling's gentle eyes revealed killing intent for the first time. She wore a black dress which made her look like a black orchid. However, this orchid would also get angry. As for Yu Lingkong, she was about to go berserk. If Little Cucumber gets hurt, she would definitely fight Emoshio to the death. Even if she could not defeat him, she would still fight with her life on the line. Fen Qi's enchanting eyes were burning with anger. Ningfan had treated her well. She was not an ungrateful person. Boom! Just as the ladies were feeling anxious, a thunderous collision suddenly resounded. Ningfan's body also emitted a vast dark green medicine soul, which turned into 3 layers of palm imprints and collided with Emoshio's palm imprint. Ningfan's heavenly dipper imprint was personally taught to him by the alchemy sovereign. In terms of the completeness of his magic technique, the grade of his medicine soul and the cultivation of his palm imprint, Ningfan was far superior to Emoshio. Without any suspense, Emoshio's palm imprint was crushed by Ningfan's palm imprint. Layers of ripples spread out. Emoshio's eyes were filled with astonishment while Ningfan was still as calm as before. The remaining palm force hit Emoshio's body mercilessly, as if he was hit by 1,000 mountains. In just an instant, Emoshio had suffered quite a serious injury. Emoshio felt a sharp pain in his medicine soul. All of his magic power became sluggish, making him unable to continue concocting pills. Puff! Emoshio spurted out a mouthful of blood and pushed his hand away from the pill cauldron. The flames in the cauldron went out of control and immediately, a burnt smell spread out. The pill lightning that was brewing in the sky dissipated on its own. Emoshio's cauldron did not explode and his pill was destroyed. However, the Lianqing pill that he concocted failed at the last step due to Ningfan's interference and turned into a burnt, useless pill. As for Emoshio, he had focused all of his attention and magic power on the pill. Now that the pill was destroyed by an external force, the backlash he suffered was certainly not light. His cultivation base was at the void inquiry stage. After being injured by the palm imprint and suffering from the pain of the backlash, his cultivation base was actually unstable. He could not keep up with his magic power and fell to the void glimpse stage. The backlash of pill concoction was similar to qi deviation during cultivation. The consequences were not trivial. That was the reason why the pill sovereign put on Ningfan's heavenly dipper imprint to protect his life. Unless Emoshio goes into seclusion for tens of years to improve his cultivation base, he would never be able to regain his void inquiry stage cultivation base. This was the price he had to pay for the backlash. He was enraged. He had gone mad. He had lost his rationality. The dignified palace lord of the Scarlet Heaven Palace had actually lost his cultivation base because of Ningfan. All of his worries had been thrown to the back of his mind. He did not care what kind of background or protection Ningfan had. Today he was going to make Ningfan pay the price. Zhou Ming, you're courting death. He soared into the sky and prepared a magic technique. He wanted to injure Ningfan, who was in the state of pill concoction, and make him suffer the backlash as well. The one who is courting death is you. Ningfan suddenly patted the lid of the cauldron. A ray of silver lightning struck down, and the revered devil pill was directly completed. No. To be more precise, Ningfan had already completed the pill 10 days ago. He was just waiting for this moment, which was why he pretended that he had not completed the pill. He had already predicted that Emoshio would lose his mind after his grade seizing technique was broken. This step was still within his calculations. Swallow. Facing the pill lightning of a high-grade 5th revolution pill, Ningfan opened his mouth and directly swallowed all of the silver lightning. He had cultivated the complete Tai Su lightning star. As such, a mere thunder was nothing to him. Facing Emoshio, who was closing in on him, Ningfan took a step into the sky and threw a punch at him. The force of the punch was mixed with the whistling of mountains and rivers. It was beyond Emoshio's expectation. He could not figure out how Ningfan could suddenly form his core, and regain his ability to move. After hastily receiving Ning Fan's punch, Emoshio's eyes were filled with shock. The bones of his fist that collided with Ning Fan's punch were directly shattered. It could not withstand the immense physical strength of Ning Fan's body at all. Boom! A loud explosion resounded. Emoshio's fists were stained with blood as he was sent flying away by Ning Fan's punch. Currently, his injuries were extremely severe. His cultivation base had fallen and his physical body was far weaker than Ning Fan's. How could he possibly be a match for Ning Fan? His heart was filled with regret. If he had known that Ning Fan had the grade seizing technique, he would never have displayed his sleight skill in front of an expert. If he had known that Ning Fan had the Heavenly Dipper imprint, he would never have launched a sneak attack on him. If he had known that Ning Fan had already completed his core, he would not have recklessly risked his life to fight him. He was the one who attacked Ning Fan first. Even if Ning Fan kills him today, Ning Fan would probably be the one in the right. No one in the Rain Palace could stand up for him. His death would be in vain. Today, without the protection of King Lanling, his injuries were even worse than during the second round. How could he be Ning Fan's match today? Unwilling, he was unwilling. However, his mind gradually calmed down. The current situation was disadvantageous to him, and he did not want to continue fighting. He just wanted to hide for the time being and seek revenge in the future. Stop right now. I will definitely compensate revered Ming for today's offense. Both of us are from the Rain Palace. How can we kill each other? Well said. Do you still remember the bet you made with me? Ning Fan's reminder evoked Emoshio's memories. That's right. He had made a bet with Ning Fan before. Today, he failed to concoct a pill while Ning Fan succeeded. Thus, he naturally lost to Ning Fan. According to the bet, Ning Fan could casually take away anything from him. What do you want? This prince will give it all to you, Emoshio said in a panic. I want your life. Boom. Boom. Ning Fan swung both of his fists. His black hair danced wildly in the wind, making him look as dignified as a heavenly deity. The entire snowy sky was filled with the shadows of black dragons. He punched out with both fists, directly shattering Emoshio's arms, not giving him any chance to form any hand seals. He kicked Emoshio's dantian, and it shook Missouri Shio's primordial spirit to the point it almost collapsed. With a point of his finger, the third strike of the heaven-collapsing sword finger turned into countless sword lights that slashed Emoshio's body into pieces. Everyone was shocked by this overwhelming battle situation. A phoenix in dire straits was no better than a chicken. Emoshio, whose cultivation level had dropped, was heavily injured, and his strength was far from the Shirlu country kings. No matter what, the country lord of Shirlu country was an unrivaled void glimpse stage expert. Even so, he was still trampled on by Ning Fan. Ning Fan did not put a mere heavily injured Emoshio in his eyes at all. Even if Emoshio was at his peak, he was just at King Yinglong's strength. As for Ning Fan, he could even kill King Yinglong. As for Emoshio, his temperament was far inferior to King Yinglong and Shirkuan. The reason why Emoshio was so powerful was because he came from the Rain Palace, that Emoshio's magic power was unable to keep up with Ning Fan's attacks. His strength was scattered and he did not have the strength to fight back at all. He was grabbed by Ning Fan like a sandbag and smashed into the icy plain. Ning Fan was like dragging a dead dog to the icy plain in the distance. Every single punch he threw caused the snowy mountains to collapse. Emoshio's eyes were filled with hatred and fear. Ning Fan's physical body was just too strong. It was so strong that it made him tremble in fear, and made him beg for mercy. He felt that if Ning Fan continues to beat him, he would really die. You can't kill me. I am the 7th sovereign, the 7th prince's trusted aide. So what if I kill you? I'm not afraid to tell you that I will use your primordial spirit, and use the blood revolution technique, to upgrade my revered devil pill. What? Emoshio's eyes were filled with fear. The blood revolution technique was similar to the grade seizing technique. Both of them were secret techniques that could upgrade the grade of pills. The difference between them was that the grade seizing technique was used to seize the medicinal power of other pills to upgrade the grade of pills. The blood revolution technique, on the other hand, was used to refine a cultivator's nascent soul and primordial spirit into a pill. It was a cruel pill upgrade technique. He could not imagine that Ning Fan was going to use his primordial spirit to refine a pill. This is just too terrifying. Of course, it was impossible for him to know that the reason why Ning Fan chose to concoct the revered devil pill today was because he had already planned to kill Wuxia and use his primordial spirit to refine the pill. Ning Fan was never a person who would suffer losses. If someone dares to provoke him, he would just kill them. Bang! Ning Fan stomped on Wuxia's body, turning it into a pile of blood and flesh. With a point of his finger, he fixed Wuxia's primordial spirit in place and captured it. Then he took a step forward and returned to the jade platform of the pill cauldron. His baleful chi dyed the snow and wind red. In the blink of an eye, he killed Wuxia. Such a powerful technique made countless cultivators shiver in fear. How long had it been? Ning Fan had actually killed 2 Void Refinement Realm old monsters in the cold northern country. Shocking. This is just too shocking. Wuxia, in particular, had a higher cultivation base than the country lord of Shirla country. His status was also higher than the country lord's. However, Ning Fan still killed him without hesitation. How audacious of him. Everyone looked at the primordial spirit in Ning Fan's palm, guessing how Ning Fan would deal with Wuxia. Then Ning Fan did something that made countless cultivators' eyes pop out. He placed the warm revered devil pill into the pill cauldron. After that, he sealed Wuxia's half-dead primordial spirit and threw it into the pill cauldron. After that, he ignored Wuxia's miserable cries and directly activated his black flames to burn it. He was actually going to use Wuxia's primordial spirit to concoct a pill. What? Tevis. There's actually someone in this world who uses a Void Inquiry stage expert's primordial spirit to concoct a pill? A devil. This is the behavior of a devil. Shut up. Do you want to die? If you scold Venerated Ming, be careful or Venerated Ming might use your nascent soul to concoct a pill. All of a sudden, the outside fell into a strange dead silence. The atmosphere was filled with a terrifying atmosphere. Countless cultivators looked at Ning Fan with bone-chilling fear in their eyes. Inside Ning Fan's pill cauldron, blood-red light shone, and its baleful chi was terrifying. After letting out a miserable shriek, Wuxia's primordial spirit completely fused into the revered devil pill. At this moment, the high-grade 5th Revolution revered devil pill showed signs of breaking through to the peak-grade 5th Revolution. Especially after the revered devil pill broke through to the peak-grade 5th Revolution, Ning Fan was still able to concoct the pill with ease. Anyone with discerning eyes could see that Ning Fan's pill refinement mastery had definitely reached the peak-grade 5th Revolution. As he continued to concoct the pill, a few more days passed. Kill someone and take their life, concoct a pill with their primordial spirit. It's actually the lost blood revolution technique from ancient times. An old monster exclaimed. Peak grade 5th revolution. Venerated Ming is actually a peak grade 5th revolution pill refinement master. Another old monster exclaimed in shock. At the same time, the atmosphere of an impending storm enveloped the Rain Palace of the Middle State. The shocking news made the people of the Rain Palace feel uneasy. How could this be? How could this be? Why would the life plate of the dignified Scarlet Heaven Palace Lord shatter? One of the revered elders of the Rain Palace said in shock and anger. Investigate. Quickly investigate. We, the people of the Scarlet Heaven Palace, cannot let our palace lord die in vain. Another revered elder voiced his support. The Rain Sovereign's eyes turned gloomy. He did not say anything. Just from his expression, one could tell that he must be extremely angry at this moment. Because someone dared to kill the 9 palace lords of the Rain Palace. This was no different from slapping his face. In the main hall, revered Ming, who had lost his heavenly eye, was trying his best to perform divination. However, he could not find out the heavenly secret of the murderer. In the end, the spy of the Rain Palace that was buried in the endless sea paid a huge price to send the information to the Rain Palace. Only then did everyone know the reason of Wuxia's death. The murderer was Ning Fan. As for the reason why he killed Wuxia, it turned out that Wuxia had repeatedly provoked Ning Fan, and even tried to take his life. Wuxia. How dare he disobey my orders? He deserves to die. The Rain Sovereign's anger seemed to have shifted to Emoshio. If it was someone else who killed Emoshio, the Rain Sovereign would certainly hold them accountable. However, Ningfan was still of great use to him. Thus, he would not allow anyone to touch Ningfan. Even if he wants to touch Ningfan, he should only do so after he has made use of him. Father, Emoshio is my subordinate. Don't tell me he died in vain. Yin Jinghong's eyes were filled with killing intent. He wished he could tear Ningfan apart. That's right. He died in vain just like that. His death can be used as a lesson to the other palace lords. This is the consequence of disobeying my orders and touching Zhou Ming. Besides, do you really dare to kill him? Now he is half a disciple of Li Tsangtian. The Rain Sovereign was displeased. Yin Jinghong was his son. He should know what was important and what was not. However, he actually got angry because of a subordinate and wanted to kill a very useful chess piece. His temperament was really worrying. Li Tsangtian. At the mention of the Pill Sovereign's name, no matter how arrogant and wild Yin Jinghong was, he had no choice but to restrain himself. With the Rain Sovereign and the Pill Sovereign's protection, no one would dare to touch the current Ningfan. However, we can't let this Zhou Ming do as he pleases. He is not even 500 years old, but he could already kill Shikuan and Emoshio. My son, are you very close to Prince Lanling? The Rain Sovereign asked. Yes. Prince Lanling's true body is currently in seclusion. His second primordial spirit is in the Endless Sea, collecting the devil statue slates of the 4 clans of the Hidden Ocean. Yin Jinghong did not dare to hide anything from him. Is that so? If there's a chance, I'll let him teach Zhou Ming a lesson. There's no need to take his life. This young man is already so ferocious before attaining the Void Refinement Realm. If he breaks through to the Void Refinement Realm, or Void Fragmentation Realm, this young man must not be allowed to become the next Yin Tianjue. Ningfan's achievements in killing Shikuan and Emoshio made the dignified Rain Sovereign pay attention to a junior for the first time. Somehow, the Rain Sovereign always felt that this junior Ningfan gave him an extremely uneasy feeling. If a genius like Ningfan was born in other worlds, the Divine Sovereigns would probably fight to recruit him. Unfortunately, there was only one Divine Sovereign in the Rain world. The result of a dictatorship was to suppress the geniuses and prevent the imperial authority from being replaced. Zhou Ming, the Rain Sovereign, remained silent. His brows were tightly knitted together. No one knew what he was thinking. Even the Rain Sovereign himself did not understand why he would be afraid of an ant who had yet to attain the Void Refinement Realm. Those below the Void Fragmentation Realm were all ants. As for those below the Void Refinement Realm, they were even worse than ants. Chapter 465. Some of the old monsters who came to participate in the pill ceremony were from the profound sects, righteous Tao and devil sects. Many of them had also used other people's nascent souls to concoct pills. However, had anyone ever used the primordial spirit of a void inquiry stage old monster to concoct pills? In the Rain world, the number of void refinement realm experts could be counted with one's fingers. There were only slightly more than 100 of them. Among them, the Palace Lord of the Scarlet Heaven Palace, Missouri Xiao, was one of the top 50 experts. Such an expert was actually killed by Ningfan, and used his primordial spirit to concoct pills. It was truly a terrifying scene. So void refinement realm old monsters can also die. So there are still devils in this world who dare to use the primordial spirit of a void refinement realm old monster to concoct pills. Each of the old monsters looked at Ningfan with fear that came from the bottom of their hearts. Under everyone's fearful gaze, the revered devil pill that Ningfan concocted was finally completed. Ningfan performed the grade seizing technique and the blood revolution technique one after another, successfully raising the grade of the revered devil pill to the peak of the 5th revolution. At this moment, the medicinal power of the pill was much stronger. It could be used as an aid to break through to the golden body refining realm. The silver lightning tribulation struck down from the sky. Ningfan's glabella flashed with starlight. With a cold look in his eyes, he said indifferently, "Get lost." The silver lightning bolts in the sky seemed to be afraid of him. They flew back to the sky and could not be struck down. This scene shocked countless cultivators once again. If Ningfan was strong enough to resist the lightning tribulation head-on, it would still be understandable. However, Ningfan merely glanced at the lightning tribulation, and the lightning tribulation actually became afraid. It was just too unbelievable. Huang Tingzi and Yunzi's pills were completed one after another. Thanks to Ningfan, their lightning tribulations were directly scared away by Ningfan's gaze. The two of them tested the grade of their pills. Huang Tingzi's fierce soul pill was thrown into the flame light goblet. The shadow of a 500 zhang large green sun appeared. Yunzi's purple heaven pill had a 550,000 zhang large green sun. Now its quality was slightly higher than Huang Tingzi's pill. Ningfan did not immediately test the grade of the revered devil pill. Instead, his eyes scanned through the fragments of the pill cauldron that Xiao left behind. The Lianqing pill could greatly increase the grade of one's medicine soul, but the main ingredient was extremely rare and hard to find. Xiao being able to gather all the ingredients for the Lianqing pill was truly a great fortune. Unfortunately, he ran into Ningfan and ruined the Lianqing pill. Otherwise, if Ningfan consumes this Lianqing pill, it would certainly greatly improve the grade of his medicine soul. No one knew what he was thinking, but Ningfan flicked his sleeves and kept the Lianqing pill. Then with a leap, he walked to the front of the flame light goblet. As soon as the 16 giants of the giant devil clan who were guarding the flame light goblet saw Ningfan, each of them shuddered in fear. "Revered Ming, please test the grade of the pills." Their voices were trembling, as if they were afraid that any slight disrespect would displease Ningfan. Yes, Ningfan was already used to their fear and turned a blind eye to it. He had killed Shikuan and Xiao consecutively. His demonic might could no longer be suppressed. There would definitely be countless experts paying attention to him. He had to improve his strength as soon as possible, break through the golden body realm as soon as possible, and obtain a cultivation commensurate with his reputation. With a flick of his finger, the dark golden sovereign demon pill was flicked into the flame light goblet. In an instant, a 99,000 feet dark green sun appeared in the sky. An 80,000 zhang tall green sun shadow was a peak 5th revolution pill. Not only did the sun shadow exceed 80,000 zhang tall, but it also had the black color that only 6th revolution pills had. Without a doubt, the grade of the sovereign demon pill was already infinitely close to the 6th revolution. A pill that's infinitely close to the 6th revolution. Each of the old monsters exclaimed in surprise. Among them, an aged pill refinement master mustered his courage and stepped out of the crowd. He cupped his fists at Ningfan and asked, "May I ask, revered Ming, what level has your pill refinement mastery reached?" This old man and countless fellow Taoists would like to know. Peak 5th revolution, close to the 6th revolution. Ningfan's tone was flat. He did not have any intention to hide it. However, these calm words immediately set off waves of shock. There were only 7 6th revolution pill masters in the Rain world. Ningfan's pill refinement mastery was close to the 6th revolution. Breaking through to the 6th revolution was just around the corner. Once his pill refinement mastery attains the 6th revolution, he would become the 8th 6th revolution pill master in the Rain world. This identity was too honorable. The result of the competition in the pill ceremony was without any suspense. Ningfan was first, Yunzi was second and Huang Tingzi was third. Originally, if Xiao did not die and continued to concoct pills peacefully, he could have gotten the second place. Unfortunately, he offended Ningfan and that was why he died. Ningfan killing the palace master of the Scarlet Heaven Palace was no trivial matter. Many people were guessing how the Rain Palace would deal with Ningfan. Some of them guessed that the Rain Palace would punish Ningfan according to the laws of the world. Some of them also guessed that the Rain Palace would send someone to summon Ningfan to the Middle State to interrogate him. 10 days had passed since the pill ceremony ended. The area outside Ningfan's residence was deserted. Not many old monsters dared to approach him. These old monsters could not figure out how the Rain Palace would deal with Ningfan. Thus, they did not dare to get involved with him. However, something happened that made their jaws drop. 10 days later, a piece of news that shocked the entire Rain world spread. All the members of Xiao's clan in the Middle State were severely punished by the Rain Sovereign. The Rain Sovereign claimed that Emoshio was the one who attacked Ningfan first. He deserved to die. The Rain Sovereign even declared that if Ningfan breaks through to the Void Refinement Realm one day, he would be conferred the title of Marquis and the position of the Palace Master of the Scarlet Heaven Palace. No one expected that Ningfan would actually be so highly regarded by the Rain Sovereign. He actually did not want to take responsibility for killing a Palace Master. No one expected that Ningfan would kill Emoshio and even take over his position. As long as Ningfan breaks through to the Void Refinement Realm, he would be the Palace Master of the Scarlet Heaven Palace in the future. This was basically saying that Ningfan was not guilty of killing Emoshio. How heaven-defying. What a monster. There are actually rewards for breaking the law by killing someone. All of a sudden, countless old monsters figured out how much Ningfan was favored by the Rain Palace, and began to flatter him. Ningfan, of course, was too lazy to meet these despicable people who fawned on the rich and powerful. With his strength, there was no need for him to show them any respect. For 10 whole days he stayed in his residence and recalled the pill concoction process of the pill ceremony. He had learned a lot from it. Zhu Qing told Ningfan that he would officially concoct pills for Feng Shuiyan half a month later. Before that, Zhu Qing would arrange for Ningfan to meet a few old ancestors of the giant devil clan. The reason for the meeting was that the few old ancestors had heard about Ningfan's unparalleled pill refinement mastery, and they wanted to request him to concoct some pills for them. The few old ancestors said that if Ningfan agreed to help them concoct pills, they could discuss any request he has. Any request? Ningfan naturally knew that the few old ancestors that Zhu Qing mentioned were referring to the 8 ancestors. Since the 8 ancestors would ask him for pills, they would naturally treat him with respect. However, Ningfan did not have a good impression of them at all. He was on the same side as Feng Shuiyan. Both of them were destined to be enemies with the 8 ancestors. However, it was not impossible for him to concoct pills for the 8 ancestors. He could make any request he wanted. He wondered if he could directly take a look at the devil statue slate to extract the devil chi from it. As for the pills he concocts for them, if he tampered with the pills, he wondered if he could directly poison the 8 ancestors to death. Ningfan was rather worried when he did not see Feng Shuiyan for the past few days. Without Feng Shuiyan's disturbance, he spent a few nights with Yu Lingkong and Su Qiuling respectively. Ningfan still did not touch Fenqi's body. He would not force her. What he did not know was that Fenqi was unwilling to do so. She was just reluctant to sleep with him when she saw how much Ningfan doted on Yu Lingkong and Su Qiuling. Everything seemed calm and tranquil, but Ningfan did not feel relaxed at all. It was because Zhu Qing would bring him to meet the 8 ancestors today. The place where they would meet was naturally the small Kiliacosm where the 8 ancestors resided. Ningfan was not worried about his safety when he entered the enemy's territory rashly with 8 experts watching him. He had the steel of sun and moon which could instantly kill a void-pierced stage-old ancestor if he was forced into a corner. Even though he could not find the entrance to the Ju Mo broken world, it would be very easy for him to escape once he enters the broken world. He could just use the wind mist technique to create an exit. With the wind mist technique and the heaven-deceiving cloak, Ningfan could go anywhere he wanted in this vast world. No one below the void fragmentation realm could hurt him. Even if Prince Lanling's true body comes, Ningfan would not be afraid. Yun Niansu gave Ningfan a letter saying that the Rain Sovereign had sent Prince Lanling's second primordial spirit to teach him a lesson. Ningfan did not care about it at all. Prince Lanling's second primordial spirit was nothing to him. Previously, he only wanted to participate in the pill ceremony, and did not want to have anything to do with this person. If this person is stubborn and dares to teach him a lesson, he would not mind instantly killing Prince Lanling's second primordial spirit with the steel of sun and moon. Moreover, Ningfan did not think that Prince Lanling would come to teach him a lesson. Prince Lanling was severely injured by the 8 ancestors. Who knew where he would be recuperating? Prince Lanling was determined to seize the slate. Since he could not get the slate of the giant devil clan, he would certainly try to seize the slate of the other 2 clans. Prince Lanling only wanted to seize the slate. How would he have the mood to deal with Ningfan? He was not worried that Prince Lanling would come to visit him at all. Instead, he was more worried about Feng Shuiyan. Dong dong dong. Suddenly, someone knocked on the door. Ning Fan flicked his sleeves and opened the door. A white-haired young lady with a worried and haggard expression was standing outside the door. It was Feng Shuiyan, whom he had not seen for a long time. "Brother-in-law, you must not go to see Grandpa. They wanted to eat you." Feng Shuiyan mouthed, but she could not make any sound. She was too worried that she even forgot her manners and begged Ning Fan like a child. "Brother-in-law, don't go. They are bad people. Silly girl." Ning Fan looked at Feng Shuiyan, who was like his younger sister, and felt sorry for her. He patted her white hair to comfort her. His heart turned cold, and his killing intent towards the 8 ancestors was triggered. The 8 ancestors actually wanted to eat him. Interesting. These 8 ancestors are really tired of living. It seems like if I don't scare these 8 ancestors a little, they won't behave themselves. On an uninhabited island in the internal endless sea, inside a hidden cave dwelling, Prince Lanling's second primordial spirit was in seclusion to recuperate. Beside him was a jade slip. It contained Yin Jinghong's request. He asked Prince Lanling to teach Ning Fan a lesson. Prince Lanling glanced at the jade slip and let out a cold snort. "Humph. Yin Jinghong actually dares to order me around. Does he think that I'm his subordinate? Teach Zhou Ming a lesson? Why should I listen to the Rain Palace and teach Zhou Ming a lesson? Besides, Emir Zhou Ming is really worthy for me to deal with him personally." When he thought of this, Prince Lanling suddenly fell into silence. He had met Ning Fan twice, and both of them were extremely arrogant. However, Ning Fan was like a pool of calm water from beginning to end. He never got angry and acted like a weakling. He also once thought that Ning Fan was a weakling. However, Ning Fan could kill Shikuan and Emoshio in a row. Was he really a weakling? Prince Lanling faintly felt that he had underestimated Ning Fan from the beginning. However, the pride in his heart did not allow him to admit Ning Fan's strength. Scenes of memories flashed in front of his eyes. When Prince Lanling was young, he had provoked Yin Tianjue twice. However, Yin Tianjue remained unmoved like a rock. It made Prince Lanling feel that Yin Tianjue was weak and could be bullied easily. However, when Prince Lanling provoked Yin Tianjue for the 3rd time, Yin Tianjue drew his sword in anger and defeated him with just a single move. That was the humiliation of his life. Only then did Prince Lanling realize that the reason why he felt disdain towards Ning Fan was not because Ning Fan was too weak. It was because Ning Fan was too similar to Yin Tianjue. They were so similar that it made him feel disgusted. If I provoke him for the 3rd time, will he draw his sword at me in anger? Humph. Forget it. If I gather all the devil slates and decipher the secret of the devil slates, I might be able to meet this person for a while. Now I don't have the time to deal with him. If I don't get the devil slates as soon as possible, it will be difficult for me to heal my physical body after I absorb the devil chi from the severe injuries caused by my failure in the void fragmentation realm. Humph. If I am in my peak condition, I will come to the internal endless sea with my true body and sweep across the entire world. How happy would that be? How would I be injured by the 8 undead monsters of the giant devil clan? Humph. Prince Lanling's eyes became even colder. He wanted to speed up his pace in obtaining the devil slates. Compared to the devil statue slate, all the other items could be ignored for the time being, including Ning Fan. Chapter 466. Feng Shuiyan was quite frightened. After Ning Fan comforted her carefully, he sent her to Su Qiuling's place to take care of her. Then he followed Zhu Qing to visit the 8 ancestors. Feng Shuiyan did not listen to the conversation of the 8 ancestors. Her words could not give Ning Fan much information. Even so, Ning Fan had his guard up against the 8 ancestors whom he had never met before. Along the way, Zhu Qing briefly introduced the information about the 8 ancestors to Ning Fan and told him not to spread it. His memories were erased by the 8 ancestors. Thus, he did not know that Feng Shuiyan was plotted against. Deep down, he still respected the 8 old ancestors. Among the 8 Void Refinement Realm old ancestors of the Giant Devil Clan, 2 were at the Void Pierce stage, and 6 were at the Void Refinement Realm. One of them was Zhu Qing's father, Zhu Yan, while the other was the leader of the 8 ancestors, a famous figure in the history of the giant devil clan. The leader of the 8 ancestors is the former old ancestor, King Ju. King Ju has a bad reputation. He has slaughtered countless pill refinement masters in his life. He is extremely strong and his methods are ruthless. Among the 8 ancestors, the one you can't afford to offend the most is King Ju. The 8 old ancestors are planning something big. It is said to be related to the survival of the giant devil clan. Unless it's a matter of life and death, the 8 old ancestors won't show up to save her. The 8 old ancestors have done everything for the great cause of our clan. I really admire them. Sacrificing one's honor for the rise and fall of the clan is truly the behavior of a man. Ju Qing's eyes were filled with respect when he talked about the 8 ancestors. Ning Fan did not interrupt them. He did not tell Ju Qing what kind of injuries Feng Shuiyan had suffered. Telling Ju Qing about the matter would not help him at all. Thus, Ning Fan decided to solve everything by himself. Among all the people who cared about Feng Shuiyan, Ning Fan was the only one who had the hope to save her. I have the steel of sun and moon. A void fragmentation realm attack can instantly kill a void pierce stage cultivator and severely injure an absolute void stage cultivator. However, that is only for one attack. If I face a void refinement realm old ancestor, I am certainly not afraid. However, if I face 8 ancestors at the same time, I am not confident that I can eliminate all of them with my current strength. It is enough for me to protect myself. Unless a void fragmentation realm expert intervenes, I can go anywhere in this vast world. There are still 10 years left before the 8 ancestors take Feng Shuiyan's life. I must refine Mo Luo's blood within 10 years, and cultivate the Mo Luo ancestral talisman to save Feng Shuiyan's life in advance. Then he would break through to the golden body stage as soon as possible. Today, I must obtain the second devil statue slate, and complete the advancement of 2/4 of my magewealth. I can't delay any longer. If I don't attain the golden body refining realm, I won't be able to fight evenly against void refinement realm experts. Without attaining the void refinement realm, one would still be an ant. If I enter the golden body refining stage, I will have nothing to fear when facing the 8 ancestors. Even the Prince of Lanling's second primordial spirit is invincible with his fists. A sense of determination rose within Ning Fan's body. That was the determination to attain the golden body refining realm without hesitation. This aura shocked Ju Qing, but he didn't ask any questions. Outside the Ju Mo's broken world, Ju Qing took out a sound transmission jade and conversed with the 8 ancestors for a long time. Then, a door of light suddenly appeared. It was the 8 ancestors inviting Ning Fan to enter. Ju Qing did not enter the broken world. He did not need to know the content of today's conversation. The broken world was filled with endless darkness. The surroundings could not be seen clearly. Ning Fan could feel that this endless darkness was, in fact, a kind of magic technique that concealed his senses. Even if he secretly activated his demon eyes and devil eyes, he could not see too far in the darkness. He also sensed that there were 6 layers of powerful formation forces beneath his feet, and another 8 layers of formation forces in all directions. Without a doubt, the Ju Mo's broken world had an extremely powerful grand formation which had already reached the low-grade immortal void realm. Tung countless dark green devil flames suddenly lit up in 8 directions around Ning Fan, illuminating the 8 gigantic stone pillars which were glowing faintly. On top of each of the stone pillars sat a black shadow which was shrouded in black mist. Each of the black shadows had a strong chi which was at the void refinement realm or above. Under the illumination of the devil flames, the surrounding scenery gradually became clearer. Only then did Ning Fan see clearly that behind each of the 8 gigantic stone pillars was a gigantic stone door. The 8 doors formed a formation. There was a gigantic 6-pointed star grand formation beneath his feet. On each corner of the 6-pointed star, there was a gigantic blood pool which symbolized the 6 paths Ning Fan had obtained the inheritance of the formation Dao of the He Luo faction. Thus, he could tell how terrifying this grand formation was at first glance. This was the 8 gates and 6 paths, the boundless evil sea formation. When this formation is fully activated, it could derive the pseudo-samsara power which could injure void fragmentation realm experts. Are you Zhou Ming? A hoarse voice which sounded like he already knew the answer came from the direction of the Death Gate, which was one of the 8 gates. A black shadow which looked like a skeleton was sitting on top of it. His eyes were dark green and he looked extremely terrifying. This skeleton-like human figure was the leader of the 8 ancestors, King Julu. When King Julu spoke, he secretly released his void-pierced stage aura force in an attempt to slightly intimidate Ning Fan. However, all of the aura force disappeared like a gentle breeze when it got close to Ning Fan's body. At the next moment, a surge of baleful qi rushed out of Ning Fan's body and engulfed the broken world with unstoppable ferocity. As soon as the baleful qi collided with the 8 old ancestors, other than King Julu and second ancestor Ju Yen who did not lose their composure, the other 6 old ancestors were greatly disturbed, and their qi was disrupted by the baleful qi. Is this how the 8 ancestors of the giant devil clan treat their guests? Ning Fan's tone was cold. Even though he was facing the 8 old ancestors alone, he did not show the slightest bit of fear. King Julu's eyes flashed with a hint of surprise. He dispersed his aura force and said with a slightly threatening tone, "Little friend, your means aren't weak. However, it's still not enough for you to behave atrociously in my giant devil clan, right? If you want me to concoct pills for you, then show me the sincerity and attitude you should have. Even though you are the 8 ancestors of the giant devil clan, if you are rude to me, don't even think about making me concoct half a pill for you." Ning Fan stood with his hands clasped behind his back and said in a tough tone, "How dare you? You are just a divine transformation realm junior. How dare you be so rude to us, the 8 ancestors of the giant devil clan?" A harsh female voice reprimanded him. She raised her hand and was about to attack Ning Fan. Countless gusts of chilly wind rose around her body. The aura force of a void inquiry stage attack was rising rapidly. The other 7 ancestors looked on with cold eyes, as if they had tacitly agreed to the harsh woman's action. From the perspective of the 8 ancestors, no matter how strong Ning Fan's pill refinement mastery was, he was still a junior after all. What right did he have to talk to them with such a tone? He should be taught a lesson. However, before the harsh woman finished forming her hand seals, and the cold light in the eyes of the 8 ancestors faded away, an earth-shattering wave of magic technique spread out from Ning Fan's dantian. It carried the aura force of a void fragmentation realm attack, shocking everyone. "Noisy! I am talking to King Julu. How dare you interrupt us?" Boom! At this moment, the aura force of the steel of sun and moon merged with Ning Fan. At the same time, a void fragmentation realm attack that was ready to be launched was aimed at the 8 ancestors. As long as the harsh woman dares to attack him, he would attack forcefully and directly kill her. "Insha, stop at once. You mustn't offend fellow Taoist Zhou." The other 7 ancestors who had been acting arrogantly all along were shocked. All of them tried to stop the woman from attacking Ning Fan. They were shocked by Ning Fan's void fragmentation realm attack. That was an extremely powerful trump card that could severely injure an absolute void stage expert and instantly kill a void pierce stage expert. Even King Julu, the strongest among the 8 ancestors, could not withstand such a powerful attack. King Julu could not believe that Ning Fan, whom he had underestimated, actually had such a powerful trump card. All of a sudden, he was convinced that he must not provoke Ning Fan. Whether it was the plan to pressure Ning Fan and force him to concoct pills, or the plan to kill Ning Fan and devour his medicine soul after using him, King Julu dismissed all of them. He was not sure how many times Ning Fan could use such a powerful void fragmentation realm attack. However, even if Ning Fan only has one attack, it would be enough to kill King Julu instantly. Thus, he did not dare to provoke Ning Fan. The situation changed in an instant. Ning Fan did not even have the mood to talk nonsense with the 8 ancestors. He directly took out his trump card and frightened them, dispelling all of their evil thoughts. Even the old monster of the Absolute Void stage, King Donglong, who was inside the Black Lightning Tower, was scared away by Ning Fan. How could he not be afraid of the 8 Void Inquiry stage and Void Pierce stage experts? Unfortunately, the Steel of Sun and Moon only had one attack. If there was a second attack, a third attack, or an 8th attack, Ning Fan would dare to kill the 8 ancestors on the spot to eliminate all future troubles. He was not worried that the trump card of the steel of sun and moon would be exposed. As the half-disciple of the Pill Sovereign, was it really strange for him to have a void fragmentation realm attack? Everyone would think that this void fragmentation realm attack was the trump card that the Pill Sovereign had given to Ning Fan. As soon as the arrogant woman called Yin Sha saw Ning Fan's overbearing strength, her beautiful face turned pale with fright. The shadow of her black mist constantly trembled. She did not expect Ning Fan to have such a powerful trump card. The pressure that Ning Fan gave the 8 ancestors right now was definitely not any less than the pressure that King Lanling's second primordial spirit gave them. None of them dared to underestimate him. Don't provoke me. Otherwise, I can't guarantee that I won't do anything crazy. Ning Fan's indifferent, threatening voice resounded. The 8 ancestors' faces turned unpleasant, but none of them refuted him. Ning Fan did not care how unpleasant the expressions of the 8 ancestors were. If he wants his enemies to behave, he should not flatter them shamelessly. Instead, he should show them the same level of strength to make them wary and fearful. No matter how dissatisfied they are, they can only swallow their anger. Without any intention to talk nonsense with the 8 ancestors, Ning Fan went straight to the point. King Julu, may I know what kind of pills you need me to concoct? There are some things that I must mention in advance. According to the difficulty of the pills, the level of rewards I need will also be different. Of course, the giant devil clan will need to provide all the medicinal ingredients for the pills. If I have any requests during the process of concocting the pills, the giant devil clan may fulfill them unconditionally. These are the conditions for me to concoct the pills. Little friend, you're a straightforward person. I won't beat around the bush anymore. Today we, the 8 ancestors, have invited you here because we need you to help us concoct a type of peak-grade 5th revolution pill. We need at least 8 of them. Most of the medicinal ingredients required have already been prepared. The only thing we're lacking is the main ingredient. However, it's not a big deal and we can get it easily. Little friend, you don't have to worry about the medicinal ingredients. If you have any other needs during the process of concocting the pills, you can just tell me. As long as it's reasonable, I'll agree to it. As for your reward, little friend, the grade of the pills you concoct for us are not low. Naturally, your reward cannot be low as well. Immortal jade, spiritual herbs, cultivation methods and secret techniques. Little friend, whatever you need as a reward, you can just tell me. As long as it's not too much, I'll agree to it. I want the devil statue slate. What? That's impossible. King Julu immediately rejected. Don't worry. I just want to take the slate and study it for a few days. I'll return it. I heard that King Lanling fought against the Mist Horn clan and the Ghost Eye clan for the devil statue slate of the Six-Winged clan. I've always been curious about what kind of treasure the devil statue slate is. Of course, other than looking at the slate, I also want 1 billion immortal jade as a reward and all the spiritual herbs and pill recipes of the giant devil clan. As soon as the 8 ancestors heard that Ning Fan only wanted to look at the slate, their expressions changed. They did not have much resistance. After all, the 8 ancestors had studied the slate for countless years, and none of them could see through its content. The devil scripture on the beast skin scroll of Feng Shuiyan was passed down by their ancestor. They did not think that Ning Fan would be able to understand anything by just looking at the slate for a few days. Letting Ning Fan look at the slate was a small matter. Ning Fan's other requests made the 8 ancestors feel a little pained. Ning Fan was definitely asking for an exorbitant price. But he needed 1 billion immortal jade, and all the spiritual herbs and pill recipes as a reward for concocting 8 pills. Helplessly, the 8 ancestors urgently needed 8 sinful ocean pills to prolong their lives. They could not care less about Ning Fan's exorbitant demands. After bargaining for a while, the 8 ancestors agreed to give Ning Fan 500 million immortal jade, and all the pill recipes and spiritual herbs would be given to him. As for the place where he could look at the devil statue slate, it must be inside the giant devil broken world. He was not allowed to bring the slate out of the broken world. At the same time, the 8 ancestors also made a small request. One of the main ingredients needed to concoct the sinful ocean pill could only grow in the forbidden area of the Mist Horn clan. They requested Ningfan to head to the Misthorn clan to purchase this medicine. Coincidentally, the Misthorn clan was going to hold a grand auction not long after. It was the best time for Ningfan to go there to purchase the spiritual herb. Ningfan immediately frowned at the additional request of the 8 ancestors. It was impossible for him to run errands for the 8 ancestors for free. In the end, he stated his condition. Not only would the giant devil clan bear the cost of purchasing the spiritual herb, but the clan would also have to pay for all of Ningfan's expenses during the auction. After the 8 ancestors agreed to Ningfan's request, Ningfan agreed to head to the Misthorn clan to purchase the last main ingredient for them. After all, he still needed to go to the Misthorn clan to search for the remaining devil statue slate. Thus, it was not a big deal for him to run errands for them. Ningfan did not care too much about the place where he could look at the slate. He also did not care too much about the 500 million immortal jade that was bargained for. The reason why he asked for a sky-high price of immortal jade was just to cover up his motive of coveting the slate. If he asks for nothing else but to look at the slate, the 8 ancestors would instead suspect that Ningfan had the ability to see through the scripture on the slate. In the broken world, Ningfan entered a secret chamber. Outside the secret chamber, the 8 ancestors were heavily guarded. They did not give Ningfan any chance to escape with the slate. A few days later, Ningfan returned the slate to the 8 ancestors with a disappointed expression. It was as if he did not see through the secret of the slate. King Ju-Lu kept the slate and chatted with Ningfan for a while with a fake smile. Eventually, he sent Ningfan out of the giant devil broken world. After Ningfan left, King Ju-Lu let out a few cold laughs. This young man is the same as us. He can't see through the secret of the slate. He's just SO. What the 8 ancestors did not know was that the devil marks on Ningfan's back contained a vast amount of devil chi. The devil chi of the devil statue slate of the giant devil clan was secretly extracted by him. The 8 ancestors were still in the dark about all of this. They were complacent and had no idea that they had fallen into Ningfan's trap. The scripture on the second slate was also engraved by Ningfan. This scripture not only contained the part of the devil scripture on Feng Shuiyan's scroll, but also some other content. It was an introduction to the cultivation levels of the ancient devil race. However, it was not complete. The divine race cultivated magic power, the demon race cultivated spirit sense, and the devil race cultivated blood. The current devil cultivators still mainly cultivated magic power. However, the ancient devils in ancient times did not cultivate any magic power at all. They only cultivated their devil blood. Moreover, they had a cultivation level that was completely different from the cultivators of the divine race. The second slate did not have much information about the cultivation levels of the ancient devil race. Perhaps the complete content could only be known after obtaining the third and fourth slate. Ningfan did not mind it too much. After returning to his lodgings, he spent 3 days with his women as if nothing had happened. Feng Shuiyan felt relieved when she saw that Ningfan was not eaten by the 8 ancestors. However, she was still a little angry. She was so worried about Ningfan and begged him not to look for the 8 ancestors. However, Ningfan still secretly went to look for them when she was asleep. She was a little angry at Ningfan. For 3 days straight, she did not say any lip language to Ningfan. 3 days later, Ningfan entered the profound Yin world as if there was no one around him, and began to refine the devil chi of the second slate. The reason why he did not immediately start refining the devil chi, but delayed it for 3 days, was to dispel the 8 ancestors' suspicions. A trace of devil chi was equivalent to 1 million units of magic power. It was equivalent to the total physical strength of a first-level golden body, refining realm expert. When Ningfan refined the first trace of devil chi, the strength of his physical body had already surpassed the strength of an ordinary first-level golden body refining realm cultivator. It was just because his devil marks had yet to advance to the next level, which was why he did not attain the golden body refining realm. Otherwise, Ningfan would have already become a first-level golden body refining realm cultivator. The second trace of devil chi was also at the level of 1 million units of magic power. Ningfan refined the devil chi in the profound Yin world for 3 consecutive days. The remaining 3/4 of the profound earth devil marks disappeared again. and was replaced by the totem of a giant. 2/4 of the devil marks had been upgraded. The strength of Ningfan's physical body had almost doubled. Even though it was still not as strong as a second-level golden body refining realm expert, he was almost invincible among those at the first-level golden body refining realm. His arms and his entire upper body were glowing with golden light. Ningfan clenched his fists tightly. He felt that his entire body was filled with terrifying power. At this moment, he was strong enough to instantly kill the king of Shirlu country, without using the Yellow Dragon 7 tokens. I've already obtained 2 of the 4 slates. As long as I get the remaining 2 slates, I will be able to break through to the golden body refining realm in one go. However, I have a strange feeling that this time, breaking through to the golden body refining realm is a little unusual. Perhaps after gathering all 4 slates, the improvement of my physical body will be even greater than my expectation. Ningfan's eyes flashed with an imposing aura force. He had completed 2/4 of the golden body refining realm. As for the remaining slates of the Ghost Eye clan and the Mist Horn clan, Ningfan was determined to get them. Chapter 467. Around 10 days later, under Zhu Qing's invitation, the 3-pill refinement grandmasters Ningfan, Yunzi and Huang Tingzi worked together to concoct a life-saving pill for Feng Shuiyan. It was a type of pill that was infinitely close to the 6th revolution. Its name was the flame-suppressing pill. After consuming it, Feng Shuiyan would no longer have symptoms of fever and fainting for dozens of years. Ningfan carefully checked the pill recipe and confirmed that this pill was not harmful to Feng Shuiyan. However, it certainly could not cure her illness. This was because the source of all of Feng Shuiyan's ailments originated from the blood of Mo Luo that was sealed within her body. Zhu Qing had asked for the pill for his beloved daughter, and had obtained the approval of the 8 ancestors. Perhaps the 8 ancestors also knew that the pill could not cure Feng Shuiyan, and would not ruin the plan. That was why they agreed to let Feng Shuiyan consume the pill. If Feng Shuiyan were to consume this pill, her life would no longer be in danger for the next 10 years before her blood was extracted. The 8 ancestors would also not have to rescue Feng Shuiyan every time her illness flared up. It would save them a lot of effort. Naturally, they would be more than happy to do so. Are the 8 ancestors still determined to abandon Feng Shuiyan? Ningfan held the pill recipe with a cold expression. No one knew what he was thinking. On this day, Ning, Huang, and Yi, the 3 alchemy grandmasters, worked together to refine the demon-suppressing pill in front of tens of thousands of cultivators under the protection of countless giant demon masters. That stunning alchemy technique caused countless alchemists to sigh in admiration. Anyone with a discerning eye could see that the entire process of concocting the evil-suppressing pill was done by Ningfan's alone. Huang and Yi Tianyan were hardly of help. As a matter of fact, Ningfan alone was enough to concoct the devil-suppressing pill. However, with the help of Huang Xiaolong and Yi Tianyan, he could save a lot of time in concocting the pill. Countless cultivators were even more convinced that Ningfan not only possessed peak-grade 5th revolution pill refinement realm, but also could be ranked as the best among all 5th revolution pill refinement realm experts. Some of them even called Ningfan the 8th pill refinement master in the Rain world. What they meant was that other than the 7 6th revolution pill refinement masters, no one else could match Ningfan's pill refinement mastery. As the 8th ranked pill refinement master in the Rain world, no one would be willing to offend him in the future. They would only befriend him so that they could ask him for a pill in the future. Countless cultivators visited him with gifts. However, Ningfan was still the same as before. He accepted all the gifts but refused to meet any of them. Even so, many old monsters were overjoyed. Even if they could not see Ningfan's face, it could also be considered as them forming a good relationship with him, right? After successfully concocting the pills, Ningfan, Huang Tingzi and Yunzi each obtained a void inquiry pill. Huang Tingzi and Yunzi's pill refinement mastery was extremely high. However, both of their cultivation bases were only at the divine transformation realm. Possessing void inquiry pills in their possession was akin to getting into trouble because of their wealth. The 2 of them did not dare to stay any longer. They immediately bade farewell, and returned to their respective forces under the protection of countless experts from Pill Island and Zhou clan. As Ning Fan's registered disciple, Yanggu was really reluctant to leave Ning Fan's side. He longed to learn pill refinement from Ning Fan. However, as a foreign elder of the Pill Island, he had the obligation to join the team that escorted the Void Inquiry pills. Therefore, he had no choice but to leave reluctantly. He was extremely respectful towards Ning Fan. He did not care that Ning Fan's bone age was young, and he treated him like a father. Ning Fan knew that Yanggu was a worthy disciple. Thus, he imparted some of his knowledge on pill refinement to him. He also told Yanggu that he would go to the Mist Horn clan's auction this time. On his way back, he would go to the Pill Island to give Yanggu some pointers on pill refinement mastery and borrow the soul washing pond. Yanggu could not help but look forward to it. He thanked Ning Fan profusely and hoped that Ning Fan would come to the Pill Island as soon as possible to teach him some profound pill refinement mastery. The Void Inquiry pill was a mid-grade 6th Revolution pill. Void glimpse stage-old monsters would fight for it. With the protection of the Zhou clan, Iyunzi's Void Inquiry pill was safe. However, the Pill Island was obviously weaker than them. If a Void glimpse stage-old monster snatches their Void Inquiry pills, the Pill Island would certainly be in danger. Hence, under Huang Tingzi's request, Ning Fan made a statement as a foreign elder of the Pill Island. Anyone who snatches the Void Inquiry pill of the Pill Island would be regarded as offending him. Ning Fan had the protection of the Rain Sovereign and the Pill Sovereign. His pill refinement mastery was ranked 8th in the Rain world. Besides, he had the battle record of killing Shikuan and Mo Xiao. His words made countless Void glimpse stage-old monsters give up the thought of snatching the Void Inquiry pill of the Pill Island. Even though the Void Inquiry pill was precious, those who offend Ning Fan might not be able to consume it alive. As the great elder of the Pill Island, Huang Tingzi once again owed Ning Fan a favor. He promised Ning Fan that once he comes to the Pill Island, he could use the soul washing pond to improve his medicine soul at will. After Huang Tingzi and Yunzi left, countless pill refinement masters also bid their farewells. The grand pill ceremony of the internal endless sea came to an end just like that. As for Ning Fan, he also had other matters to attend to. The thing he was busy with was helping Feng Shuiyan consume the devil suppressing pill. After all, Feng Shuiyan was just at the 10th level vein opening realm, while the devil suppressing pill was a pill that was infinitely close to the 6th revolution. Under normal circumstances, if a vein opening realm junior accidentally consumes a 6th revolution pill, what awaits her is certainly not ascension, but her body will explode and she will die. In the end, the important task of helping Feng Shuiyan consume the pill was handed over to Ning Fan. After all, he was the pill refinement master of the highest level in this place. Besides, he was the one who personally concocted the devil suppressing pill. Thus, he knew how to consume the pill's power like the back of his hand. Everyone within the vicinity of Feng Shuiyan's boudoir had been dismissed. The area within 100,000 miles was under martial law. Layers upon layers of formation lights were set up to prevent anyone from disturbing the process of consuming the pellets. In the courtyard where the wind and snow intertwined, Feng Shuiyan stood with her legs together. Her eyes were cold as she swung the swing, ignoring Ning Fan who was in front of her. She was still angry at Ning Fan and did not want to talk to him, which made her a little childish. "Little girl, it's time to take your medicine." Ning Fan smiled bitterly. He did not know how to persuade the little girl to take her medicine. Feng Shuiyan turned her head away, refusing to look at Ning Fan. "If you don't take the medicine, you will feel uncomfortable the next time your illness acts up. Aren't you afraid?" Ning Fan threatened. "It's none of your business. Anyway, I don't want to eat pills. If brother-in-law has the ability, you can just knock me out and force a pill down my throat." Feng Shuiyan finally moved her lips, but her expression was still as cold as before. "Knock you out?" Ning Fan shook his head helplessly. If it wasn't for the fact that consuming the devil-suppressing pill requires one to be awake, Ning Fan would be more than happy to knock her out and channel the medicinal power of the pill to her while she is unconscious. He had never been a person who liked trouble. Today, Feng Shuiyan's uncooperative expression gave Ning Fan a feeling that he did not know where to start. When he thought of Feng Shuiyan being schemed against by the 8 ancestors and being used as a sacrifice to save the giant devil clan, Ning Fan felt pity for her and could not bear to scold her. After letting out a sigh, Ning Fan tried to persuade her. "This is a pill that I have concocted for you with great effort. Are you really not going to take it?" Feng Shuiyan was a little moved. She did not want to waste Ning Fan's good intentions. "Be obedient and eat the pill. I will help you assimilate the medicinal power. If you don't take the pill, your illness will never be cured. Those who care about you will be sad." Feng Shuiyan gently lowered her head and stopped playing on the swing. After a long time, she raised her head and looked at Ning Fan with pure eyes. She pursed her lips and asked, "Was elder sister Qiuling's illness cured by brother-in-law?" "Yes. If elder sister Qiuling's illness isn't cured, will elder sister Qiuling be sad?" "Yes. If I don't take the pill, will elder sister Qiuling also be sad?" Feng Shuiyan asked nervously. Ning Fan looked at the lonely young lady and remained silent for a while. Then he said with determination, "Yes. Then I will take the pill." Feng Shuiyan stood up from the swing and walked towards her room obediently. Her expression was as cold as snowflakes. However, after she turned her back on Ning Fan, her slightly pale face suddenly became flushed and hot. The little anger she had towards Ning Fan just now was completely dispelled at this moment. Ning Fan did not notice the redness on Feng Shuiyan's face. He only looked at her slightly thin back and frowned. He did not tell Feng Shuiyan that the devil-suppressing pill could not completely cure her illness. It was because after he gathered the 4 devil slates and cultivated the Mo Luo ancestral talisman, he would use the power of the ancestral talisman to completely cure Feng Shuiyan of the hidden danger of Mo Luo's blood. If he has the determination to save Feng Shuiyan, he would certainly go against the 8 ancestors and destroy their plans which they had been planning for 8 generations. However, so what if he offends the 8 ancestors? Ning Fan did not care at all. After all, he had offended many people in the past. The layout of Feng Shuiyan's room was very simple. There were not many decorations. However, all the walls were inlaid with ice crystals. They were a type of spiritual, or which could lower the temperature of the room. She was constantly being disturbed by the devil blood, which caused her to have fever symptoms. Such a cold environment was to make her feel more comfortable when her illness flared up. There were no flowers or plants in the room, because there were very few plants that could survive in such a low temperature. There was also snow in the room and a few snowmen were piled up on top of each other. The naive expressions on the snowmen were exactly the same as the first time Ning Fan found Feng Shuiyan. "Brother-in-law, only you can find me. Only you can hear my voice," Feng Shuiyan muttered to herself. "What?" Ning Fan did not notice Feng Shuiyan's lips moving. Thus he did not activate his mind-reading technique. "No. Nothing. Take off your outer robe and consume the devil-suppressing pill. Don't chew it or swallow it. Just hold it in your mouth and lie on the bed. I will help you refine the power of the pill." I need to take off my clothes?" Feng Shuiyan gently bit her lips. This time, she blushed all the way to her ears in front of Ning Fan. Her mind was instantly filled with memories. Last time, when Ning Fan tore off her clothes and saw her smooth back, she felt embarrassed and angry. However, after a moment of hesitation, she still took off her clothes obediently, leaving only her bra and underpants on. Then, she obediently held the devil-suppressing pill in her mouth and lay on the bed. Her slightly protruding white bunny was faintly discernible. Her perky buttocks were also beginning to take shape. However, she was too weak and skinny. Besides, she was not short either. It made Ning Fan doubt whether she weighed 70 jin or not. His palm gently stroked Feng Shuiyan's soft back. Then his eyes fell on the 8 devil fire seals. His heart sank slightly. The devil blood under these seals was the culprit of everything. Feng Shuiyan did not know what Ning Fan was thinking. She only felt Ning Fan's gentle touch and her body trembled a little. Then, she gradually sensed that Ning Fan's fingers were entangled with cold qi. He was drawing patterns on her soft back. She also did not know what Ning Fan was doing. She only knew that her body felt a little strange when Ning Fan touched her like that. From the initial fear and dread, It gradually turned into happiness. In the past, she was very indifferent to life and death, just like Su Qiuling in the past. However, at this moment, she suddenly had a strong desire to live. She did not want to die. She wanted to be protected like this for the rest of her life. Unknowingly, the pill in her mouth had been refined into her body. She felt drowsy. She was panting softly and her eyes were blurred. It's done. After an unknown period of time, Ning Fan had completely helped her digest the medicinal power of the pill. She responded softly and actually fell asleep comfortably. Ning Fan covered her with a thin blanket and stroked her snow-white hair. Then he let out a chuckle and left quietly. This weak little girl had a kind of persistence deep in her bones. She was very similar to Ning Fan in the past. Feng Shuiyan's matter had temporarily come to an end. In the guest house, Ning Fan began to prepare for his trip to the Mist Horn clan. He gave the Void Inquiry pill to Yu Lingkong, which made her extremely touched. She probably could not go with him to the Mist Horn clan this time as she had to break through to the Void Inquiry stage. He gave Su Qiuling a Divine Transformation Realm Dao Fruit. Of course, it was not as precious as the Void Inquiry pill, but at least Ning Fan was not biased. In the dead of the night, Ning Fan and Su Qiuling faced each other naked. He helped her smooth out her immortal veins and strengthen her primordial spirit. After a round of lovemaking, he helped her refine the Divine Transformation Realm Dao Fruit. After refining the Dao Fruit, Su Qiuling, who was already at the half-step Divine Transformation Realm, could break through to the Divine Transformation Realm at any time. Ning Fan also left many pills that could increase her chances of breaking through to the Divine Transformation Realm. If Su Qiuling breaks through to the Divine Transformation Realm at any time, she could consume the pills and go into seclusion. Both Yu Lingkong and Su Qiuling needed to go into seclusion. Naturally, they could not go with Ning Fan this time. Ning Fan simply left Fen Qi beside the two of them. He thought to himself that he had given them some benefits. If he did not give them to Fen Qi, he was afraid that she would hurt herself. Even though Fen Qi was only Ning Fan's devil concubine in name, he could not be biased towards her. If he left her a lot of pills that could increase her cultivation base, it would probably help her break through to the mid-divine transformation realm faster. He left the cold northern country and the Devil Ice Sea domain alone, and headed towards the Mist Horn clan. The main ingredient that he needed to purchase during the auction of the Mist Horn clan this time was a 40,000 years old devil-horned orchid. A tuft of 40,000 years old devil-horned orchid could be sold for 50 million immortal jade. Ning Fan had received 1 billion immortal jade in advance from the giant devil clan. Other than the money used to purchase the herbs, he could spend the rest of the money as he pleased. If there is any surplus, he could return it to the giant devil clan. This was not Ning Fan's money. He was not prepared to help the giant devil clan save money. Spending the 8 ancestors' money for his own matters was Ning Fan's attitude towards life. The Mist Horn clan was located in the sea domain to the east of the giant devil clan. On the way to the Mist Horn clan, he only needed to take a slight detour, and he would be able to reach the Ghost Eye clan first. The remaining 2 devil statue slates were located in the forbidden area of the 2 clans. The reason why Ning Fan was going to the Mist Horn clan this time was to buy herbs. However, he was actually planning to steal the devil slates of the 2 clans in one go. Since it's on the way, I can go to the Ghost Eye clan first, and then go to the Mist Horn clan to buy herbs. Previously, the Pill Sovereign had warned the Ghost Eye clan about Marquis Yu Guiho. Marquis Yu Guiho is the previous Void Fragmentation Realm expert of the Ghost Eye clan. He used to be the overlord of the Endless Sea, but he was suppressed by the Thunder Sovereign. The last time I had a secret conversation with the Yunzi, I had asked him about Marquis Yu Guiho. It turns out that the Thunder Sovereign only suppressed Marquis Yu Guiho in the past, and did not kill him completely. That Marquis Yu Guiho has cultivated the secret technique called Dark Ghost Soul Separation. It's already amazing for ordinary people to cultivate a second primordial spirit. However, he managed to cultivate a third, a fourth and a 100th primordial spirit. Among the 100 primordial spirits of Marquis Yu Guiho, 99 of them were destroyed by the Thunder Sovereign, leaving only one which barely retained 1% of his strength. In addition to his severe injuries, This broken primordial spirit of his is only at the void-pierce stage. According to Iyunzi's information, this void-pierce stage broken primordial spirit of Marquis Yugueho has cultivated another 9 void glimpse stage clones. He is preparing to let this void-pierce stage broken primordial spirit devour the 9 clones and recover his absolute void stage cultivation base in one go. If this Marquis Yugueho is at his peak, I would naturally be afraid of him. However, the current him is just a half-dead, broken body. I have the heaven-deceiving cloak and sneak into the Ghost Eye clan to steal the slate. There's no need for me to be afraid of Marquis Yugueho. The 3rd slate is already within my reach. Then it's the 4th slate. First of all, I should gather information. Ning Fan's eyes turned grim. The sea region where the Ghost Eye clan was located was already in front of him. He turned into a ray of light and dove 1 million zhang deep into the sea. On the distant sea plain, there was a devil country that was filled with ghostly qi. Many devil cultivators were coming and going. Ning Fan did not want to attract any attention. Thus he directly concealed himself and flew forward. In the distance, groups of arrogant and haughty cultivators were escorting many slaves into the clan. Among those slaves, there were males and females, righteous and devil cultivators. These slaves were captured by the cultivators of the Ghost Eye clan from the external Endless Sea and the internal Endless Sea. This group of cultivators was under the command of the young lord of the Ghost Eye clan. During their conversation, they praised Gui Han to the skies. Ning Fan hid at the side of the path. His eyes flickered. Before entering the Ghost Eye clan, I'll search the souls and memories of these subordinates of Gui Han. Just as he was about to attack them forcefully, he suddenly froze for a moment. His eyes flashed with a meaningful smile. He actually saw an old acquaintance among the group of slaves. It was an old acquaintance from Yu country. This old acquaintance was also one of the top 10 experts of Yu country in the past. He had even crossed paths with Ning Fan during the auction. Ning Fan did not expect to meet him in such a place and in such a way. The Gold Core Realm old monster who was high and mighty in the past was not even worth mentioning in Ning Fan's eyes now. As time passed, the identities of the two of them had undergone a drastic change. The old ancestor of Yu country, Qin Ziyu, had both his hands and feet locked in heavy iron chains. What a tragedy! What a tragedy! He was a dignified old ancestor of a low-grade cultivation country. Didn't he just want to go to the Lost World Palace in the external Endless Sea to form his nascent soul? Why did he fall into someone's trap and become a slave the moment he entered the external Endless Sea? How shameful! How shameful! Not only did he not form his nascent soul, but he also lost all his face and his life. In a small place like Yu country, Qin Ziyu could be the old ancestor of a country. However, in the Endless Sea, he was just like a small shrimp among the small shrimps. He could not do anything at all. Looking at the nascent soul realm cultivators of the Ghost Eye clan who were emitting powerful qi, and the divine transformation realm old monster who was leading them, Qin Ziyu wanted to cry but had no tears. In Yu country, nascent soul realm cultivators were already a legend. In the Endless Sea, even divine transformation realm cultivators were common. If he knew that the devil cultivators of the Endless Sea were so powerful, he would not have come here to form his nascent soul. Just as he was regretting his decision to come to the external Endless Sea, heaven and earth in the deep sea suddenly trembled. The figure of a young man in white robes suddenly blocked the path of the devil cultivators of the Ghost Eye clan. The appearance of that white-robed figure was too strange. Qin Ziyu was walking at the front of the group of slaves. When he saw the appearance of the young man, he was stunned at first. He felt that the young man looked familiar. Then his eyeballs almost fell out of their sockets. Ning Fan. This man is the husband of the sect master of Sinister Sparrow sect, and the city lord of 7 Apricot City. Ning Fan. Chapter 468. The group of devil cultivators from the Ghost Eye clan had a total of 100 experts. However, none of them could tell how Ning Fan appeared. Unfortunately, this group of devil cultivators of the Ghost Eye clan had always been living 1 million zhang below the hidden ocean. Besides, they often went out for missions and rarely stayed in the clan. Therefore, they did not know Ning Fan's identity at all. The leader of the Ghost Eye Devil cultivators glanced at Ning Fan with a gloomy expression. Seeing that the young man blocking the way did not reveal any powerful aura, and that his bone age was less than 500 years, he began to look down on him. He did not even ask why Ning Fan appeared here. All he did was chuckle coldly. This brat's appearance is not bad. If I catch him and sell him as a cauldron, I can get quite a bit of money. Men, take this person down. As soon as the Divine Transformation Realm Devil Cultivator gave the order, more than 10 nascent Soul Realm cultivators immediately strode forward. Each of them took out a rope magical treasure and tried to tie Ning Fan up. Seeing more than 10 nascent Soul Realm cultivators trying to capture Ning Fan, Qin Ziyu gulped down a mouthful of saliva. In his opinion, Ning Fan was most likely going to be captured. He did not have much of a relationship with Ning Fan. He had only met him once, and it was during the 7 apricot auction. Ning Fan was the appraiser who auctioned off the sword sheath for Qin Ziyu. At first, Qin Ziyu thought that Ning Fan was just a 5th-level vein opening realm junior. In the future, when Ning Fan slaughtered the devils in a single battle and shook the entire Yu country, only then did Qin Ziyu realize that Ning Fan's combat power was already comparable to that of a nascent soul realm expert. In Qin Ziyu's impression, Ning Fan went to the endless sea with his combat strength that was comparable to a nascent soul realm cultivator. Tens of years had passed. Even if his cultivation base had improved, he would at most be at the early nascent soul realm. An early nascent soul realm cultivator like Ning Fan was facing the siege of more than 10 mid and late nascent soul realm cultivators. How could he have the strength to resist? There's no need to look. No matter how strong fellow Taoist Ning is, he is not a match for this group of demonic cultivators. He will most likely end up like me, captured and turned into a slave. Qin Ziyu shook his head and heaved a sigh. He felt a sense of sympathy for Ning Fan. In the next moment, his sympathetic gaze suddenly turned into a horrified expression. As soon as those nascent soul realm devil cultivators took out their magical treasures, they saw Ning Fan gently lifting his finger and pointing it at them. Boundless black sword light shot out from his finger. With a sweep of the sword light, more than a dozen nascent soul realm demonic cultivators were turned into minced meat. Even their nascent souls did not manage to escape. All of them were instantly killed. Wchut. That was a nascent soul cultivator. A nascent soul cultivator that could dominate a low-rank cultivation country. How could he die so easily? Qin Ziyu found it hard to believe. The other devil cultivators of the Ghost Eye clan also realized how strong Ning Fan was. The Divine Transformation Realm Devil Cultivator, who was the leader of the group, no longer dared to underestimate Ning Fan. No matter who you are, you must die for killing members of my Ghost Eye clan. As soon as he finished speaking, the Divine Transformation Realm Devil Cultivator did not give Ning Fan any chance to explain himself. He directly made a palm strike and a 1000 zhang palm imprint with towering devil chi descended from the sky. That black palm mark was the furious attack of a soul formation fiend cultivator. It was powerful enough to kill any nascent soul cultivator. The powerful fluctuations of magical arts caused Qin Ziyu to tremble uncontrollably. This was the first time he had seen a battle between divine transformation cultivators. It was truly too terrifying. I can't block it. There's no way I can block it. That's an attack from a soul formation cultivator. A spirit-severing old monster is as rare as a phoenix feather or a Qilin horn in a high-grade cultivation country. I'm afraid fellow Taoist Ning is going to die under this attack. As soon as Qin Ziyu finished speaking, his aged eyes suddenly went wide. He saw Ning Fan casually pointing a finger at the palm imprint from afar. That finger attack was casual, and without any fancy moves. However, as soon as the finger light appeared, a loud explosion immediately resounded. The seemingly strong divine transformation realm palm imprint directly crumbled into pieces under Ning Fan's finger attack. Ning Fan's finger light then turned into tens of thousands of sword lights, sweeping across the divine transformation realm devil cultivator. All of a sudden, the divine transformation realm devil cultivator let out a blood-curdling shriek, and his physical body exploded into countless blood mists. A primordial spirit that was riddled with thousands of holes was captured by Ning Fan with a flick of his sleeve and a terrified expression. All of a sudden, The entire place fell into dead silence. Everyone was shocked by the shocking scene of Ning Fan instantly killing a divine transformation realm devil cultivator. At the next moment, all the devil cultivators of the giant devil clan fled with all their might as if it was their instinct. They did not even want their slaves anymore. Qi Ning Fan's sword sense swept across the place. One after another, the devil cultivators shrieked and died. They did not have any chance to escape. Then Ning Fan made a grabbing motion with his 5 fingers, and performed the soul-searching and memory-erasing technique to read the memories of that divine transformation realm devil cultivator. After obtaining enough information, he indifferently sent out a palm force and killed that primordial spirit. All the slaves including Qin Ziyu stared blankly at the horrifying scene of Ning Fan killing and searching their souls. They did not even dare to breathe loudly. Even a fool would know that Ning Fan was an expert who far surpassed the divine transformation realm. His strength was beyond their imagination. Especially Qin Ziyu, his heart was filled with raging waves. He was sure that he did not recognize the wrong person. The white-robed young man in front of him was certainly Ning Fan. In the past, Ning Fan had left too deep an impression on Qin Ziyu. It was impossible for him to mistake him for someone else. A junior at the 5th level of the vein-opening realm in the past had become an expert who could kill a divine transformation realm devil cultivator with just a finger tens of years later. Qin Ziyu found it hard to believe, but he had no choice but to believe it. He could imagine that if the cultivators of Yu country knew that such an earth-shattering figure like Ning Fan had emerged in their country, the entire country would certainly be shocked. He looked at Ning Fan with an extremely complicated gaze. He wanted to say something to Ning Fan, but he knew that his status was too low and he was afraid that he would not be able to speak to him. On the other hand, he was now a slave of the Ghost Eye clan. He had witnessed the scene of Ning Fan killing people together with the other slaves. He wondered if Ning Fan would kill all of them to silence them. Just as he was worrying whether he would be killed by Ning Fan or not, he suddenly saw Ning Fan slowly approaching him. Ning Fan's body carried a trace of baleful qi that could not be erased. That baleful qi was heaven-shaking, causing all the slaves including Qin Ziyu to tremble in fear. All of them could not even muster the will to resist him. Fellow Taoist Qin, how have you been? Why did he come to the Endless Sea instead of being a gold core realm elder in the Yu nation? What, you don't dare to acknowledge me? On Ning Fan's face, there was a rare trace of a playful smile. Qin Ziyu could also be considered as an old friend of Yu country. In the past, even though he embezzled his appraisal gift, he still gave Ning Fan a sword sheath. It was exactly that sword sheath that contained the ancient sword qi of the female sword ancestor, which helped him block Moksha Sovereign's attack. Even though Ning Fan was numb to killing people, he would never kill an old friend. Qin Ziyu's gaze became even more complicated. Back then, a 5th-level vein-opening junior had already walked step by step to the pinnacle of the realm. He could only look up to him. Seeing that Ning Fan took the initiative to talk to him, Qin Ziyu no longer concealed his identity. He smiled awkwardly and said, "Senior Ning's strength is exceedingly high. This junior doesn't dare to claim connections with you." In his tone, he had already addressed himself as a junior. He could be considered as a tactful person. "I have something to ask you. If you answer my question, you can leave with them." "What?" Qin Ziyu had never thought that he and his slaves could still leave safely after witnessing Ning Fan kill someone. Due to his excitement, he somewhat lost his composure. Then he said respectfully, "If Senior has any questions, you can ask me. This junior will certainly tell you everything I know. Tell me about Yu country, especially the 7 Apricot City, Ning City, Sinister Sparrow Sect. You can also mention the Fire Cloud Sect. Fellow Taoist Jingzhua, you have a nascent soul realm cultivation base. You have already unified Yu country, haven't you?" As soon as Qin Ziyu heard Ning Fan asking about Yu country, he immediately told him everything in detail. It had been a few years since he left Yu country. However, he naturally knew more than Ning Fan. He also understood that Ning Fan was not concerned about Yu country. Instead, he was concerned about the beauties and friends of Yu country. Therefore, Qin Ziyu focused on talking about the current situation of Jihe, Lan Mei, Bai Lu and the other women. Of course, he also mentioned a little about Jingzhua, Xueqing, Gui Qiaozi and the others. Ji He had already reached the peak harmonious spirit realm a long time ago. Now, she was the city lord of 7 Apricot City and Ning City at the same time. Lan Mei had also reached the peak harmonious spirit realm. Her father, Gui Qiaozi, was in seclusion to form his nascent soul, while she became the sect lord of Sinister Sparrow Sect. As for Bai Lu, she had already officially become one of the elders of Sinister Sparrow Sect. She was in seclusion to form her core. Jingzhuo returned to Yu country with his nascent soul realm cultivation base, and forcefully unified the country. No one could match him. However, he knew his own limits. He would never touch Ningfan's forces. Moreover, he even had the intention to protect Ningfan, as if he was helping Ningfan to look after his home. As for Ningfan's other disciple, Xueqing, he had already broken through to the 4th Revolution Pill Refinement realm, and became a great figure whose name shook the entire country. According to rumors, the reason why Ji He and the other women improved their cultivation bases so quickly was because they had asked Xueqing for a lot of precious pills because of their master's wife. With Jingzhuo and Xueqing around, Yu country was about to be conferred as a mid-grade cultivation country by the Rain Palace. Besides, there were divine transformation realm old monsters who would personally reinforce the country's grand ceiling formation. While improving the country's defense, it would also increase the density of the spiritual qi in the country. In short, Qin Ziyu's information made Ningfan feel at ease. Yu country was doing well. They were all safe and happy. Thus he had no worries. After obtaining all the information, Ningfan activated his memory power, and enveloped the hundreds of slaves at the scene in his memory intent realm. With the power of the memory intent realm, he erased the memories of all the slaves as if he was erasing words on a piece of paper. No one could remember who was the one who killed the cultivators of the Ghost Eye clan, and saved them. Even Qin Ziyu woke up from his dream. He patted his forehead, not understanding why he was in a daze. This is strange. I have a feeling that I had a long conversation with an old friend. Could it be a dream? Shaking his head, Qin Ziyu could no longer remember anything about his encounter with Ningfan. When he saw the corpses of the cultivators of the Ghost Eye clan all over the ground, he was so scared that he nearly peed his pants. Oh my god! Each of the cultivators of the Ghost Eye clan who died on the ground had a cultivation base above the nascent soul realm. There were even divine transformation realm old ancestors among them. Oh my god! Who is so monstrous that he could even kill divine transformation realm cultivators? Since that person killed divine transformation realm cultivators, why did he let go of slaves like us? Qin Ziyu could not figure it out, and he no longer had the mood to figure it out. He and the other slaves did almost the same thing. One after another, they found the keys to their shackles among the mountains of corpses and the sea of blood. In Guantian city of the Ghost Eye clan, Ningfan concealed himself and stood outside the city. According to the information provided by the Divine Transformation Realm Devil Cultivator, Guantian City was the main city of the Ghost Eye Devil country. Marquis Yu Guiho was hiding here to heal his injuries. The so-called Devil Statue Slate was also hidden in this place. Moreover, Ningfan even learned from the memories of the Divine Transformation Realm Cultivator that there was a devil concubine in the Ghost Eye clan. However, this devil concubine was under house arrest by the Ghost Eye clan. She did not have any freedom at all. All of her power had to be offered to the Ghost Eye clan. In order to conceal the existence of this devil concubine, the Ghost Eye clan had also cultivated tens of female devil cultivators. They were also under house arrest in the clan to confuse the public and deceive them. The devil concubine of the Ghost Eye clan. Ningfan frowned slightly. In the memories of the Divine Transformation Realm Cultivator, the devil statue slate of the Ghost Eye clan was not in the possession of Marquis Yu Guiho, the strongest expert in the clan. Instead, it was given to the devil concubine of the Ghost Eye clan for her to decipher. Marquis Yu Guiho, on the other hand, was aware of his own limitations. He knew that it was impossible for him to decipher the secret of the slate by himself. Therefore, he wanted to borrow the devil concubine's mystical power to decipher the great secret of the slate. In that case, I just need to sneak into Guantian City, find the devil concubine of the Ghost Eye clan, and abduct her along with the slate. After that, I will be able to obtain the third slate. It seemed like this trip would be much smoother than what Ning Fan had imagined. Just as he was about to sneak into Guantian City, his eyes suddenly turned grim. He saw the figure of a young king suddenly appear in the sky above Guantian City. Orchids fell from the sky and a strange fragrance filled the air. As for all the cultivators of the Ghost Eye clan, they became nervous the moment the young king appeared. In a hidden heavenly dwelling in Guantian City, a gloomy voice suddenly resounded. Suddenly, it turned into a ghost-faced old Taoist who stood in front of the young king, blocking his way. Prince Lan Ling, you have a body of gold. What can I do for you to visit my Ghost Eye clan? The ghost-faced old Taoist said in a deep voice. His aura force was at the void-pierce stage. A straightforward person does not beat around the bush. Marquis Yuguth Ho. The reason why I came to the Ghost Eye clan this time is just for the devil statue slate. Prince Lan Ling spoke without hesitation. The devil statue slate? Humph. Lan Ling, I heard that you ran into a snag in the giant devil clan, and were severely injured by the 8 ancestors of the giant devil clan. What now? Now you want to snatch the devil statue slate of my Ghost Eye clan with your crippled body? In your eyes, I, Marquis Yugueho, am such a weak and easily bullied person. The ghost-faced old Taoist's eyes were filled with killing intent. If Prince Lan Ling really came to snatch the slate, this old Taoist would not mind teaching him a lesson. Prince Lan Ling's eyes turned gloomy. He did not like Marquis Yugiha's tone. However, after experiencing the failure of the giant devil clan, he realized that the 4 clans of the Hidden Ocean were much stronger than he imagined. Not every clan was as weak and easily bullied as the 6-winged clan. It would not be easy for him to suppress the 4 clans with just his second primordial spirit. This time, Prince Lan Ling did not intend to snatch the slate by force when he came to the Ghost Eye clan. Instead, he brought a supreme treasure to exchange for the devil statue slate. He did not waste time talking to Marquis Yugueho. He directly took out a treasure and showed it to Marquis Yugueho. I am willing to exchange this treasure for the devil statue slate. Prince Lan Ling's tone was calm, but it was filled with confidence. He believed that Marquis Yugueho would definitely exchange the slate with him once he saw the treasure. Just as he expected, Marquis Yugueho, who was originally filled with killing intent, immediately revealed a shocked expression when he saw Prince Lan Ling taking out the treasure to exchange for the devil statue slate. Marquis Yugueho was speechless. He did not expect Prince Lan Ling to be willing to exchange such a precious treasure for a devil statue slate. It was true that the devil statue slate was very precious. However, Marquis Yugueho could not decipher its secrets no matter how hard he racked his brains. If he could exchange the slate for such a treasure, it would be extremely beneficial to both him and the Ghost Eye clan. It was a dark golden pagoda that stood quietly on Prince Lan Ling's palm. The shape of the pagoda was somewhat similar to the Lost World Tower. It seemed to be a heavenly dwelling treasure that was an imitation of the Lost World Tower. One could change the flow of time inside the treasure to cultivate. With Marquis Yugiha's eyesight, he could tell that this dark golden pagoda could slow down the flow of time by at least 16 times. If Marquis Yugueho could obtain this pagoda, not only could he cultivate endlessly inside the pagoda, but all the members of the Ghost Eye clan could also cultivate inside the pagoda. With this pagoda, Marquis Yugueho could totally open another Lost World Tower in the Ghost Eye clan to cultivate. His eyes were filled with desire. He almost agreed to exchange the slate that he could not decipher for this pagoda. However, after thinking about it carefully, Marquis Yugueho still felt that this matter was of great importance, and he needed to discuss it with the elders of the clan. This matter is of great importance. I need to discuss it with my subordinates. Why don't you follow me to the clan to rest and wait for the result of the discussion? Once the discussion is over, I will certainly give you a satisfactory answer. All right. Prince Lan Ling frowned in displeasure. However, he did not say anything else. Ning Fan, who was hiding in the dark, witnessed the transaction between Prince Lan Ling and Marquis Yugueho with his own eyes. A scheming expression gradually emerged in his eyes. I don't think Prince Lan Ling and Marquis Yugueho will be able to complete the transaction within these few days. If I steal the devil statue slate of the Ghost Eye clan within these few days, I'm afraid Marquis Yu Guiho will be the first to suspect that Prince Lanling stole it. I wonder if the so-called negotiation will turn into a dog-eat-dog battle. As for that dark golden pagoda, if I'm not mistaken, it should be a magic treasure refined by a powerful cultivator, who imitates the Lost World Tower. Besides, this pagoda doesn't imitate a 7-floored silver pagoda, but an 8-floored golden pagoda. However, this pagoda seems to have quite a huge flaw. It can't achieve the speed of time that an 8-floored golden pagoda should have. Ning Fan's eyes flickered slightly. Inwardly, he was pondering whether he should steal this golden pagoda along with him when he came to the Ghost Eye clan this time. Even if this pagoda could only slow down time by 16 times, it was still a supreme treasure. Even Marquis Yu Guiho, who was once a void fragmentation realm old monster, would be tempted by it. After all, to Ning Fan, the Ghost Eye clan and Prince Lanling were both his enemies. If he had the chance to steal the treasures of his enemies, how could he not do it? Wuxia Ning Fan stealthily entered the Ghost Eye clan's Guanxian city without anyone noticing. Only a mature and beautiful lady in a black dress who was in a secluded chamber suddenly sensed something strange from within her body. Why do I suddenly feel a connection between my heart and soul? Who is on the other side of my heart and soul? Chapter 469. Guanxian City could be divided into 5 towers and 12 cities. Each city was heavily guarded. After all, it was the main city of the Ghost Eye clan's Devil Nation. How could they let anyone sneak into their territory? Unfortunately, such a tight defense was practically useless in front of Ning Fan, who was a weirdo. A wispy purple gold wind blew gently, and then there was no other movement. The devil cultivators of the Ghost Eye clan who were guarding the 5th floor and the 12th city did not know that Ning Fan had already snuck into the most forbidden area of the Ghost Eye clan without anyone noticing. While moving stealthily, Ning Fan identified a direction and moved forward without stopping. The moment he stepped into Guanxian City, he sensed a faint soul connection in his heart. This feeling had once appeared on Fenqi and Fengshuiyan. Ning Fan knew that there must be a devil concubine of the Ghost Eye clan hiding at the end of his senses. If he found the devil concubine, he would be able to obtain the devil statue slate. In the Weiyang Tower, there was a beautiful woman in a black dress. She had seductive eyeshadow on her eyebrows and had an enchanting beauty that could captivate one's soul. She was a standard demon woman, exuding a myriad of amorous feelings. She sat quietly in the attic. The bookshelves in her room were filled with ancient jade slips, which recorded the devil patterns related to eye sorcery and law sight. She was the devil concubine of the Ghost Eye clan, and her name was Gu Sherngyang. She was an expert in inscribing devil marks related to the Devil Eye clan. Almost 1/3 of the experts of the Ghost Eye clan had asked her to inscribe devil marks on them. She was more adept at awakening magic eye mageweths, and many experts had begged her to awaken their mageweths. However, she had never been happy. Not only was there loneliness and solitude in her eyes, but there was also a trace of hatred hidden very deeply in them. That hatred was directed at the Ghost Eye clan. She had a grudge against the Ghost Eye clan that would not end until one of them was dead. Outside the window were 4 devilish female guards, each of whom had a terrifying cultivation level above the peak of the nascent soul stage. As the devil concubine of the Devil clan, Gu Sherngyang's freedom was restricted. All her value was for the cultivators of the Ghost Eye clan to inscribe the tattoos. Suddenly, a rustling sound came from outside the window. Soon after, it was the sound of 4 ghost-eyed female guards being knocked unconscious and taken away. Who is it? Gu Sherngyang hurriedly pushed open the door. She discovered that the formation outside the door was not moving at all, but the 4 female guards guarding outside the building had all disappeared. Greatly astonished, she turned around and didn't enter the room. Suddenly, she discovered that there was a young man in white sitting beside the tea table in the room. Who are you? What do you want with me? Gu Sherngyang was instinctively afraid of this white-robed young man. She understood that a person who could sneak into the Ghost Eye Forbidden Land and kidnap 4 devil cultivators from the Ghost Eye clan without anyone noticing was far more powerful than she could imagine. However, somehow, Gu Shernyang had an instinctive sense of dependence on Ning Fan. It was the submission that came from her bloodline. I want to take you with me. Of course, the stone slab you're guarding is also something I need. Ning Fan's tone was calm. He had easily broken into the most restricted area of the Ghost Eye clan, and abducted 4 female cultivators of the Ghost Eye clan to be his human cauldrons. He had come here for the devil statue slate, and he could take the devil concubine away with him. If Gu Shernyang is unwilling to leave with Ning Fan, he could use force. All right. I'll go with you. If you help me do one thing, not only will I give you the devil statue slate, I can also swear the great oath of Heart Devil, that I will serve you as my master for the rest of my life, and be your devil concubine. Out of Ning Fan's expectation, Gu Shernyang seemed to be very willing to leave with him. Oh, you want to be my devil concubine? If the person who abducts you tonight is another man, will you be willing to be his devil concubine? Ning Fan asked with a faint smile. I won't. The reason why Gu Shernyang was willing to leave with Ning Fan was because she sensed that Ning Fan had the ability to avenge her. Secondly, she had a natural good impression of Ning Fan from her bloodline. Ning Fan remained silent for a while. He gave Gu Shernyang a deep look as if he had seen through the hatred in her eyes. What do you need me to do so that you'll submit to me wholeheartedly? Ning Fan asked indifferently. I want you to kill a person. He is the 4th elder of the Ghost Eye clan. He has a void glimpse stage cultivation base. He is the person who killed my father. Gu Shernyang did not talk much about her past. Her eyes were filled with faint sadness. Ning Fan could guess that since this lady became the devil concubine of the Ghost Eye clan, and was put under house arrest, she must have had some entanglements and past with the Ghost Eye clan. Perhaps her father was killed by the Ghost Eye clan at that time. I won't ask about your past. Is the devil statue slate in your hands? Yes. Gu Shernyang nodded her head. She took out a devil statue slate from her storage pouch and passed it to Ning Fan. Ning Fan indifferently glanced at the slate and saw through all the devil scriptures. He secretly memorized them but did not study the contents of the scriptures in detail. At the same time, he devoured the 3rd trace of devil chi and channeled it into his devil marks. However, he did not refine it immediately. Instead, he suddenly held Gu Shernyan's waist, which was as slender as a snake, and summoned the heaven-deceiving cloak. With a single step, they disappeared without a trace. Gu Shernyan's expression changed slightly. She was surprised by the cloak's invisibility ability, but she did not ask anything. You lead the way. I'll kill them. Ning Fan's tone was extremely calm. Tonight, no matter which expert of the Ghost Eye clan Gu Shernyan asked him to kill, he would not say a word of nonsense. This way. Gu Shernyan took a gentle breath and tried her best to calm herself down. She suddenly met a person who was willing to take her away and avenge her. She was very grateful, but she felt that everything was too unreal. It was like a dream. Even in her dreams, she wanted to break free from the prison of the Ghost Eye clan. The environment here made it hard for her to breathe. It was obviously her first time being touched by a man, but she did not feel disgusted. It was probably because of the sense of dependence that was ingrained in her bloodline. The scent of rouge and powder that came to her face could not conceal the faint fragrance of a virgin. It was like a poppy that could entice all men in the world. Ning Fan, however, was not moved by her fragrance at all. He quietly spread the 8 black burning wings on his back, and traveled at an extremely fast speed in the direction that Gu Shernyan pointed at. After passing through half of the Ghost Eye clan's territory, they arrived at another heavily guarded palace. Outside the palace, countless guards were guarding it. Each of them wore arrogant expressions. Obviously, the people who lived in the palace were not ordinary people. Inside the palace, in the space of a heavenly dwelling magic treasure, the 4th elder of the Ghost Eye clan was in seclusion. He was trying his best to break through the bottleneck of the Void Inquiry stage. His strength was slightly weaker than the country lord of Sherlock Country, but it was not too far off. He, on the other hand, had a Void Inquiry pill. With the help of its power, he was already close to breaking through to the Void Inquiry stage. Coincidentally, the 4th elder had just finished circulating his magic power, and exhaled a mouthful of murky chi. In front of his eyes, He recalled the graceful figure of a lady in a black dress. He licked his lips and revealed a rather lustful look. Gu Sherngyang. You are destined to not be able to escape from my hands, even if you are a devil concubine. Old ancestor Yu Gui has already promised me that once I break through to the void inquiry stage, I will be able to possess you openly. In the past, your father tried to stop me. He deserved to die. Today, if you still don't know what's good for you, I don't mind giving you to my subordinates after I toy with you. Then, I will let them have a taste of you. This fourth elder had always had the evil thought of possessing Gu Sherngyang. However, due to her identity as a devil concubine, he did not dare to touch her easily. Until now, he had not even touched a single finger of hers. He could only fantasize about it alone. If the fourth elder breaks through to the void inquiry stage, his status in the Ghost Eye clan would certainly rise. At that time, he would be of great value to the Ghost Eye clan, and he would be qualified to possess Gu Sherngyang. The fourth elder had never expected that from today onwards, he would never have the chance to break through to the void inquiry stage in his entire life, let alone having the chance to kiss Gu Sherngyang. The space of the heavenly dwelling trembled slightly, and gave off a subtle fluctuation. The fourth elder, who had sharp spiritual senses, was startled. He immediately rose to his feet, and sent a palm strike at the place where the spatial fluctuation was. That palm imprint was only the size of a palm in the beginning. However, it suddenly grew in the wind, and in the end, it was nearly 10,000 zhang in size. It was powerful enough to kill all divine transformation realm beings. Oh, my senses are not that slow, Ning Fan said indifferently. Then he held Gu Sherngyang's arm and appeared inside the heavenly dwelling's space. Facing the incoming gigantic palm imprint, he did not have much of an expression on his face. The shadow of a black dragon appeared on one of his fists. When he threw a punch, the entire space shook violently, almost shattering into pieces. Boom! The fist imprint and the palm imprint collided. The palm imprint was shattered by Ning Fan's punch. The fourth elder's face was filled with shock. He could feel the mountain-toppling fist light landing on his body. There were shadows of black dragons in all directions, and he had no way to escape. Layer after layer of heavy armors were smashed by the fist shadows. They were all smashed into pieces. The fourth elder felt as if he had suffered a heavy blow on his chest. Under intense pain, he was sent flying away by the remaining force of Ning Fan's fist light like a kite with a broken string. It took him a lot of effort to stabilize his footing. Even though he was not severely injured, his injuries were not light either. The fourth elder's face was filled with astonishment. He finally saw the appearance of the intruder, and recognized the person who had intruded into his heavenly dwelling. Zizhou, my Ghost Eye clan has never interfered with your business. Why did you sneak into my heavenly dwelling and break into my heavenly dwelling? Could it be that you want to kill me? By doing this, aren't you afraid that you will form an irreconcilable grudge with my clan? Grudge? Ning Fan's eyes flashed with a hint of disdain. He held Gu Sherngyang in his arms and flapped his 8 wings. With an unimaginable speed, he appeared in front of the fourth elder, and sent out another dragon shadow punch. It's as easy as flipping my hand to kill you. No one will know about it. What grudge do you have against me? Boom! This punch was directly aimed at the fourth elder's chest. The fist light was too fast, leaving him no time to dodge it. He could only move his body slightly to the side. In the end, Ning Fan's punch landed on his right shoulder. With just a single punch, the fourth elder felt as if his shoulder was being smashed by a 10,000 zhang tall mountain. His shoulder bone was instantly crushed, and his arm turned into a mist of blood. The fourth elder's body was in pain. Inwardly, he was horrified. He tried his best to keep a distance from Ning Fan. He could not understand why Ning Fan suddenly appeared in his seclusion place when he was a total stranger to him. Moreover, there was no grudge between them. Moreover, Ning Fan seemed to want to kill him. When his eyes fell on Gu Sherngyang, he was immediately shocked. How dare you abduct the devil concubine of my Ghost Eye clan? If old ancestor Yu Gui finds out about this, he will certainly tear you into pieces. That's right. I understand now. The reason why you want to kill me is because of this bitch's instigation. Huh? You have to pay the price if you want to kill me. Devil Eye Technique, Heaven Shrouding. The fourth elder was not a fool. He instantly guessed that Ning Fan's killing intent came from Gu Shernyan's request. He knew that he was definitely not Ning Fan's opponent. Only by risking his life and injuring Ning Fan would he have a chance to escape from the heavenly dwelling. As long as he can escape from the heavenly dwelling, he could summon countless experts of the Ghost Eye clan to help him. Then he would be able to escape from this death calamity. Thus, he must not show any mercy in this desperate attack. Ripples of magic power spread out from the fourth elder's body, turning into a strange chanting sound of devil scriptures. His slightly plump body suddenly shriveled rapidly. All of his flesh and blood had disappeared. He was almost all skin and bones now. A bloody wound suddenly split open on the palm of his single arm, and a bloody eyeball grew out of the bloody wound. The eyeball shot out a ray of black light at Ning Fan. That ray of black light was darkness that could devour all senses. At the moment it was shot out, the entire sky within the range of the eyeball's vision turned into night. Ning Fan stood in the darkness. He knew that this darkness was actually an illusion technique that could seal the five senses of a cultivator. Once a cultivator loses their five senses, they would not be able to sense any attacks. Cultivators who are engaged in a battle would undoubtedly fall into danger. This heaven shrouding technique was enough to obscure the five senses of any void glimpse stage cultivator. In order to use this technique, the fourth elder had to pay a huge price. He had almost exhausted all of his blood essence. Seeing that Ning Fan's five senses had been obscured by the heaven shrouding technique while Ning Fan was standing still like a wooden statue, the fourth elder knew that this was the best opportunity to launch a sneak attack on Ning Fan. However, he gritted his teeth. Fearing Ning Fan's means, he did not dare to approach Ning Fan and launch a sneak attack recklessly. Instead, he immediately turned around, intending to escape from the heavenly dwelling and call for reinforcements to deal with Ning Fan. At the moment he turned around, the darkness in the heavenly dwelling suddenly shattered like broken glass. Within the shattered darkness, Ning Fan's left eye, Fuli eye, his right eye, Emoluo eye and a vertical human eye on his glabella. When all three of his eyes were opened, he could see through all void inquiry illusory techniques. A mere void glimpse illusory technique was nothing to him. After shattering the heaven shrouding illusion technique with ease, Ning Fan flapped his 8 wings and appeared behind the fourth elder like a ghost. The fourth elder, who was forming hand seals with one hand, did not expect that Ning Fan would be able to break the illusion technique that he was so proud of in an instant. He only felt a tearing pain coming from his only arm. At the next moment, his arm was forcefully torn off by Ning Fan and shattered with just a palm strike. Both of the fourth elder's arms were destroyed. His blood essence was greatly damaged, and he was also severely injured. When he was entangled by Ning Fan, he felt that Ning Fan was like a maggot in his bones that he could not shake off. He wanted to use other methods to escape, but Ning Fan did not give him the chance. He pointed out a finger. Inside the heavenly dwelling, thousands of mountains collapsed. The black sun in the heavenly dwelling collapsed and the dead bones in the void collapsed. All of the destructive force turned into a ray of dazzling sword light. Borrowing the power of the immortal emperor's finger bone, the sword pierced through his finger and immediately turned into millions of sword shadows. The sword light instantly engulfed the fourth elder. Heaven-breaking sword finger, the third strike. The fourth elder's strong physical body could not withstand the attack at all, and was forcefully shredded into minced meat. His severely injured primordial spirit dodged the sword light, and his voice was filled with fear. What kind of magic technique is this? Such a powerful attack is definitely not any weaker than a void inquiry stage attack. While he was escaping in a hurry, he was immobilized by some kind of strange ability in a moment of carelessness. Then he was captured by Ning Fan, who suddenly appeared behind him. His tiny primordial spirit was held in Ning Fan's palm. The fourth elder's body trembled. He could feel an indifferent killing intent from Ning Fan's eyes. Don't kill me. Don't worry. I won't kill you for the time being. She appear. Ning Fan summoned a she and sealed the fourth elder's primordial spirit, severely injuring him and knocking him unconscious. Then he tossed him into the mouth of the puppet. Once he leaves the Ghost Eye clan, he would order the puppet to devour his primordial spirit. The reason why he did not kill the fourth elder immediately was because he did not want his life plate to shatter at this moment and alert the Ghost Eye clan. He had yet to finish his business in the Ghost Eye clan. The Ghost Eye clan's warehouse that was filled with spirit herbs, immortal jade, and the dark golden pagoda were all things he wanted to steal. Gu Shenyang, who was in his arms, was so shocked that she could not close her mouth. She had been under house arrest all day long. Thus, she did not know about Ning Fan's reputation. She had indeed begged Ning Fan to kill the fourth elder. However, she did not expect that Ning Fan would agree to her request so readily. She also did not expect that Ning Fan could kill a Void Glimpse stage cultivator so easily. From today onwards, you are my devil concubine. Ning Fan's indifferent tone sounded like an order that could not be rejected. Gu Shenyang's eyes flickered. Since Ning Fan had helped her take revenge, she was naturally willing to follow him. The Ghost Eye clan had long since bitterly disappointed her. Yes, from now on, Shenyang will be Master's devil concubine. She will never abandon you in life or death. Inside the Ghost Eye clan, neither Prince Lanling nor Marquis Yugui knew that a huge change had already taken place. Their negotiation was about to be disrupted by Ning Fan. The dark golden pagoda would certainly have a new owner. Chapter 470. The broken heavenly dwelling still had the chi of a great battle. Ning Fan erased all of it with his wind mist finger. Even if someone comes to investigate this place in the future, they would not be able to find out that Ning Fan was the one who killed the fourth elder. Gu Shenyang looked at the place where the fourth elder was killed and remained silent for a long time. She seemed to be reminiscing and feeling sad. She was reminiscing about the past when she was with her family. What made her sad was that all of her family members who used to protect her were already dead. Suddenly, she knelt on the ground and put her palms together, chanting an unknown ancient devil scripture, as if she was bidding farewell to her deceased family members and telling them that she had taken her revenge. Ning Fan did not disturb her. After she was done, he helped her up. From today onwards, you can follow me. Yes. Gu Shenyang looked at Ning Fan. She still found it hard to believe that this young man who looked like a scholar actually had the terrifying strength to kill the fourth elder. He did what she asked him to do. From today onwards, she belonged to him. She swore a devil oath of loyalty to Ning Fan and told him all the devil concubine abilities that she knew. From her words, Ning Fan found out that she knew how to awaken devil marks just like Fen Qi after devouring the slate. Her devil marks evolved into the picture of 6 wings, and Fen Qi awakened the 6 wings. After devouring the slate, her devil marks evolved into the picture of a giant devil, which could also allow her to awaken the devil abilities. After devouring the slate, Ning Fan guessed that her devil marks would probably evolve by another quarter, and evolve into the picture of a ghost eye. Gu Shenyang was temporarily kept in the cauldron ring. She could not show herself in front of the world yet. Otherwise, the fact that Ning Fan kidnapped the devil concubine would be exposed. At this moment, Marquis Yugui was discussing the matter of exchanging the slate with the elders of the clan while Prince Lanling was resting in the Ghost Eye clan. If the devil concubine is kidnapped and the slate is taken, who would be the first one to be suspected? If Prince Lanling's dark golden pagoda is stolen, would the misunderstanding between him and the Ghost Eye clan still be reconciled? Ning Fan's lips curled into a smile. There was another reason why he did not kill the fourth elder. He patted his storage pouch and took out the primordial spirit of the fourth elder which was sealed in the puppet. After pondering for a while, he searched his memories and obtained countless information about the Ghost Eye clan. Then he swallowed the fourth elder's primordial spirit into his abdomen. With the help of the heaven-deceiving cloak, he concealed his own chi and only purposely emitted the chi of the fourth elder's primordial spirit. He then activated his devil cultivation technique. For a moment, devil chi billowed around his body. Then he took out a high-grade 5th revolution face-changing pill, and with a shake of his body, he turned into the fourth elder's appearance. The medicinal power of the pill could last for 2 hours. Within these 2 hours, no one would be able to see through Ning Fan's disguise unless they were real void fragmentation realm old monsters. His chi was the real chi of the fourth elder. At this moment, Ning Fan had completely become the real fourth elder. Ning Fan's eyes flickered. The dark golden pagoda was still with King Lanling. He would use his identity as the fourth elder to deceive King Lanling and take away his pagoda. At that time, the Ghost Eye clan would lose the devil concubine, the slate, the fourth elder, and Prince Lanling would lose the dark golden pagoda. Both sides would suspect each other, and naturally, they would fight each other. There will be a good show in the Ghost Eye clan today. Guan Xian City, Demon Prison Palace. Inside the Devil Prison Palace, King Lanling was sitting cross-legged in the main hall. He was meditating alone while waiting for Marquis Yu Gui to give him an answer. Outside the Devil Prison Palace, layers of grand formations were activated. Countless experts of the Ghost Eye clan were guarding the place carefully. They were afraid that King Lanling would leave the palace and cause a massacre in the Ghost Eye clan. When Marquis Yu Gui and the elders were having a meeting, the Ghost Eye clan had almost used all of their strength to guard against King Lanling. King Lanling's reputation was too strong. Even though his second primordial spirit had come to the Ghost Eye clan alone, the Ghost Eye clan did not dare to underestimate him. In the Devil Prison Palace, King Lanling was meditating quietly. However, his eyelids were twitching slightly. He had a feeling that something was going to happen today which made him feel slightly uneasy. As a cultivator's cultivation base improved, their ability to sense the heavens would become stronger. Even if they were not proficient in divination, they would still be able to sense some heavenly secrets and avoid calamities. King Lanling frowned slightly. Could this uneasy feeling be telling him that Marquis Yu Gui would refuse to trade the slate with him? Humph! I have already shown enough sincerity, and am willing to exchange the dark golden pagoda for the devil statue slate. If the Ghost Eye clan still doesn't agree to this deal, they would be too insensible. When my true body recovers from its injuries and breaks through to the void fragmentation realm, I will certainly teach the Ghost Eye clan a lesson. King Lanling did not lower his voice when he spoke. Outside the Devil Prison Palace, each of the old monsters of the Ghost Eye clan heard his arrogant words. All of the old monsters were dissatisfied with King Lanling's contemptuous words towards the Ghost Eye clan. However, none of them dared to refute him. After all, the guards of this place were only at the nascent soul realm and divine transformation realm. Greetings, fourth elder. Outside the Devil Prison Palace, groups of devil cultivators suddenly saluted at the same time and greeted respectfully. The fourth elder, who was disguised as Ning Fan, appeared outside the Devil Prison Palace in an arrogant manner. He stood with his hands clasped behind his back, as if he was the king of heaven. He imitated the fourth elder's demeanor and tone and nodded at the group of experts arrogantly. I want to see King Lanling open the grand formation. Yes. Even though the experts of the Ghost Eye clan had been ordered not to let anyone enter the Devil Prison Palace as they please, the fourth elder was a void refinement realm expert of the Ghost Eye clan. He had a transcendent status. Naturally, he could enter the palace. Immediately, one of the experts opened the grand formation with a flattering smile on his face. Ning Fan did not even look at that expert. With his usual arrogant expression, he went straight into the Devil Prison Palace. The group of experts seemed to have gotten used to the fourth elder's coldness. Thus, they naturally did not dare to show any dissatisfaction. Inside the Devil Prison Palace, King Lanling gently opened his eyes. He looked at Ning Fan and said indifferently, I wonder what brings the fourth elder of the Ghost Eye clan here. I have come under the old ancestors' order to check if your dark golden pagoda is damaged or defective. After the discussion between the old ancestor and the group of elders, many of them did not believe that King Lanling, who had dominated the world, would use a treasure that was in perfect condition to exchange for the slate instead of directly snatching it. Our Ghost Eye clan must confirm whether the pagoda is in perfect condition or not. King Lanling's eyes turned grim. Killing intent flashed in his eyes. He could clearly hear the sarcasm in Ning Fan's words. King Lanling, who had dominated the world, had always snatched whatever he wanted. When had he ever made a fair trade? If it wasn't because his true body failed to reach the void fragmentation realm and was severely injured, if it wasn't because his second primordial spirit suffered a great loss in the giant devil clan, why would he be afraid of a mere Ghost Eye clan? Why would he use a supreme treasure like the dark golden pagoda to exchange for the devil statue slate? King Lanling knew that he had already lowered his pride by exchanging for the slate with a treasure. He had given the Ghost Eye clan a lot of face. He did not expect that the Ghost Eye clan would still dare to suspect him of using a damaged magic treasure to exchange for the slate. Very well. The Ghost Eye clan had once again provoked his dissatisfaction. King Lanling suppressed his dissatisfaction and said coldly, I wonder how Fourth Elder can confirm whether the pagoda is in perfect condition or not. I can just take a look. All right. Since Fourth Elder has received the Ghost Monkey's order, there's no harm in letting you take a look. King Lanling did not want to cause any more trouble. At this moment, all he wanted to do was to obtain the 4 slates as soon as possible. Thus, he did not doubt the identity of the Fourth Elder in front of him. The appearance of the Fourth Elder that Ning Fan had transformed into was flawless. Moreover, his chi was directly extracted from the Fourth Elder's primordial spirit. The biggest doubt about Ning Fan's appearance was that his cultivation base was not really at the void refinement realm. However, under the concealment of the heaven-deceiving cloak, his chi was unstable and hard to estimate. It was quite fitting for the Fourth Elder's identity. The Fourth Elder was someone who was close to breaking through to the void inquiry stage in the first place. It was extremely normal for his chi to be unstable. King Lanling patted his storage pouch and took out the dark golden pagoda. He placed it on the table beside him and closed his eyes in disdain. Then he began to meditate, signaling Ning Fan to take the pagoda away at will and check whether it is in perfect condition or not. Ning Fan took the pagoda. As soon as he touched it, the 2 traces of blood of time in his body suddenly became scorching hot. Inwardly he was shocked. He realized that when the blood of time was scorching hot, the flow of time in the dark golden pagoda in his hand actually became slower. Originally, the dark golden pagoda could slow down the flow of time by 16 times. At this moment, however, it could at least slow down the flow of time by 32 times. Moreover, it was still showing signs of slowing down. Since Ning Fan possessed the blood of time, he could definitely slow down the flow of time by more than 16 times by using this dark golden pagoda to cultivate. Ning Fan wanted to study the dark golden pagoda in detail. However, he also understood that it was not the right time to do so. Fourth Elder, do you think that my pagoda is damaged? King Lanling opened his eyes indifferently and asked in a calm tone. It's not damaged. But Ning Fan's eyes were imitating the Fourth Elder's. His gaze was extremely domineering. However, from now on, this pagoda belongs to my Ghost Eye clan. What old ancestor Yu Gui means is that it's impossible for me to give you the devil statue slate. Little Lanling, you can get lost from the Ghost Eye clan now. Ning Fan activated the heaven-deceiving cloak and became completely invisible. All of a sudden, he disappeared with the dark golden pagoda. King Lanling was stunned at first. He did not understand the situation. At the next moment, he suddenly rose to his feet in anger. How dare a mere Fourth Elder of the Ghost Eye clan humiliate him like this? How dare a mere Ghost Eye clan covet my dark golden pagoda? He had already lowered his pride and used the dark golden pagoda in exchange for the slate. He had already given the Ghost Eye clan enough face. However, not only did the Ghost Eye clan refuse to give him the slate, they even snatched his pagoda. Give me back my pagoda. Boom! King Lanling's overbearing aura force carried endless killing intent that swept across the entire Devil Prison Palace. Layers of formation light, and the entire palace were turned into ashes under his aura force. Before the members of the Ghost Eye clan who were guarding outside the Devil Palace could figure out what was going on, they were already killed by King Lanling's overbearing aura force. All of a sudden, King Lanling's killing intent enveloped the entire Guanxian city. However, he could not locate the Fourth Elder at all. All of a sudden, a trace of the Fourth Elder's chi appeared in the sea above the sky. King Lanling's eyes were like lightning. He pointed a finger and countless orchids turned into a 10,000 zhang long sword light, splitting the sea above the Ghost Eye clan into 2. Under the sword light, the Fourth Elder's primordial spirit that was sealed was minced into pieces by King Lanling's sword. Blood mist flew everywhere. At this moment, The lifeplate of the fourth elder was crushed in the ancestral temple of the Ghost Eye clan. At this moment, all the experts including Marquis Yugue spread out their spirit sense, and found out that the fourth elder had been turned into blood mist. Moreover, the monstrous baleful qi that killed the fourth elder was wrapped around King Lanling's body. King Lanling, why did you kill the fourth elder of my clan? Marquis Yugue was enraged. He brought the 9 Void Refinement Realm experts of the Ghost Eye clan and soared into the sky towards King Lanling. Marquis Yugue was not an idiot. The fourth elder, who was supposed to be in seclusion, suddenly appeared in the outside world and was killed by King Lanling. There were still a lot of suspicious points about this. He did not attack King Lanling immediately. Instead, he was prepared to question the reason why King Lanling attacked him. However, at this moment, another devil guard sent him a voice transmission through a flying sword, claiming that the devil concubine of the Ghost Eye clan had gone missing and the devil statue slate was missing. All of a sudden, Marquis Yugue was so angry that he gritted his teeth. He swallowed all the questions that he wanted to ask. Was there a need to ask? Was there even a need to ask? From Marquis Yugue's point of view, King Lanling claimed that he wanted to exchange the devil slate with the pagoda. However, he secretly kidnapped the devil concubine and stole the slate when the Ghost Eye clan's guard was down. Little Lanling, you killed the fourth elder of my clan, kidnapped my devil concubine and stole the devil statue slate. I hereby announce that from now on, my Ghost Eye clan will never rest until you are dead. Marquis Yugue no longer said anything. He immediately gave the order to activate the clan's protective grand formation and mobilized all of his experts to besiege and kill King Lanling. King Lanling was truly enraged. The fourth elder had cheated him of his dark golden pagoda. He had once suspected that it was the fourth elder's selfish act. Even though he had killed the fourth elder, he did not get the dark golden pagoda back. Originally, he still had the thought of denouncing the Ghost Eye clan. However, he did not expect that the Ghost Eye clan would accuse him of kidnapping the devil concubine of the Ghost Eye clan and taking the slate of the Ghost Eye clan before he could denounce them. King Lanling was so angry that he laughed instead. From his point of view, the Ghost Eye clan was just trying to steal his pagoda. That was all. Marquis Yugue, I respect you a little, but you are the one who failed to appreciate my kindness. From today onwards, I, King Lanling, will never rest until your Ghost Eye clan is dead. Rumble. 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 A dog-eat-dog battle unfolded just like that. No one could mediate the enmity between the two parties anymore. While the two parties were engaged in a deadly battle, Ning Fan stealthily stole all the spiritual herbs and immortal jade of the Ghost Eye clan. Needless to say, the primordial spirit of the fourth elder was also thrown out by him. King Lanling did not know that the fourth elder whom he killed was not the one who offended him at all. Then he quietly left. No one knew that he was the culprit of this battle. The battle lasted for 4 hours. King Lanling's second primordial spirit was almost destroyed, but he still managed to escape from the encirclement of the Ghost Eye clan. One had to admit that King Lanling was really tough. He could not even die in such a situation. As for the Ghost Eye clan, 31 Divine Transformation Realm experts, 2 Void Glimpse stage experts and 3 Void Inquiry stage experts were killed by King Lanling. The number of Gold Core Realm and Nascent Soul Realm experts who were either injured or killed was more than 1 million. This earth-shattering battle was immediately spread to every corner of the Rain world by countless people who were interested in it. Ning Fan was naturally very satisfied as he had watched a good show and obtained countless spoils of war. The only thing that made him feel a little regretful was that King Lanling did not die in the Ghost Eye clan. It was kind of a pity. He concealed himself all the way and hurried towards the direction of the Mist Horn clan. Only when he was hundreds of millions of li away from the Ghost Eye clan did he reveal himself. The medicinal effect of the face-changing pill had already worn off. He then entered the Profoundine world. Not only did he obtain 2 billion immortal jade and countless spiritual herbs during this trip, but he also obtained the Dark Golden Pagoda, the Devil Scripture Slate and the Devil Chi of the Slate. Ning Fan spent 3 days refining the third trace of Devil Chi in the Profoundine world. As he had expected, the devil marks on his back evolved by 1/4 again, revealing the pattern of a ghost eye. The advancement of the devil marks was now 3/4 complete. After refining the third trace of devil qi, the strength of Ningfan's physical body skyrocketed once again. It was almost infinitely close to the second level of the golden body, refining realm. Ningfan guessed that if he obtains the fourth trace of devil qi and goes into seclusion to completely advance his devil marks to the martial rank, not only would he be able to break through to the golden body refining realm, but he would also be at the second level of the golden body refining realm. The current Ningfan's physical body was so strong that he could almost instantly kill any void glimpse stage cultivator. Other than the devil qi, the dark golden pagoda was also a great harvest. After leaving the profound Yin world, Ningfan activated his Yuan Yao Jade and entered the Yuan Yao world. This dark golden pagoda was an imitation of the Lost World Tower. The Lost World Tower on the Penglai Immortal Island was of the silver grade. It only had 7 floors. The ones that had more than 7 floors were all of the golden grade. In the Yuan Yao world, Ningfan chose a secluded place to place the dark golden pagoda to avoid disturbing Mu Weiliang's sleep. With a flick of his finger, the golden pagoda grew to 20 zhang tall and landed at the foot of a mountain. Ningfan entered the pagoda. The first floor slowed down the flow of time by 2 times, the second floor slowed down by 4 times, the third floor slowed down by 8 times and the fourth floor slowed down by 16 times. This dark golden pagoda did not have any flaws. However, the floors above the fourth floor were extremely strange. Ordinary people would not gain any cultivation effect when they enter. Ningfan possessed 2 traces of the blood of time. After entering the 5th floor, he felt that the flow of time around him had slowed down by 32 times. As for the time-slowing effect of this floor, it was only effective on him alone. It was ineffective on others. When he entered the 6th floor, the time slowed down by 64 times. Similarly, it was only effective on those who possessed the blood of time. When he entered the 7th floor, the time slowed down by 188 times, which was the same as the Silver Tower of the Lost World Tower. He tried to enter the 8th floor but realized that he could not enter it at all. Just by taking half a step into the 8th floor, he actually felt that his primordial spirit was about to shatter. With his current cultivation base, he could not enter the 8th floor. If he forcefully enters it, he would definitely die. As such, Ningfan could not go up to check if there was a 9th floor in this tower. Would there be time crystals on the 9th floor that could greatly increase one's cultivation base? He had destroyed the 7th floor of the Silver Tower of the Lost World Palace. Now that he had obtained a golden tower of a higher level, he could enter the golden tower to cultivate whenever he wanted in the future. There was no need for him to go to the Penglai Immortal Island anymore. The golden pagoda slowed down time, while the profound Yin world accelerated magic power. Magic power acceleration could be used all the way to the celestial realm, but time deceleration was extremely dangerous for celestials, and had many drawbacks. An immortal's minor and major tribulations were calculated according to their skeletal age. Cultivating in the profound Yin world would not increase one's bone age, but cultivating in the Lost World Tower would. To an immortal, cultivating in the 7th level of the Lost World Pagoda for 100 years would increase his skeletal age by 12,800 years. Once he left the Lost World Tower, he had no idea how many heavenly tribulations he would have to face. Therefore, there was a saying in the 4 heavens immortal realm: time has no meaning to immortals. If there comes a day when Ningfan could eliminate the drawbacks of the profound Yin world, and he could stay in the profound Yin world for an unlimited amount of time, then the profound Yin world would definitely be his first choice for seclusion. For now, going into seclusion for a short period of time, and entering Yuan Yao for a long period of time was a good choice. Ningfan was very satisfied with the dark golden pagoda. He decided to keep it in the Yuan Yao world for the time being. His gaze finally landed on the last item he had obtained. Ningfan engraved the devil scripture on the 3rd slate into the jade slip. This slate recorded the unique cultivation state of the ancient demons. In ancient times, ancient devils didn't cultivate magic, only blood. Their cultivation system was different from all the cultivation systems of the current era. The first step of cultivation was divided into 7 realms: vein opening, harmonious spirit, gold core, nascent soul, divine transformation, void refinement and void fragmentation. The first step of the ancient devil realm was divided into 5 realms: ninth layer blood refining realm, bone talisman realm, jade blood realm, barbarian demon realm, and revered demon realm. The current body refinement realm was inherited from the ancient demon realm. The 9 levels of silver light were similar to the 9 levels of blood refining realm. The first 3 levels corresponded to the vein opening realm. The middle 3 levels corresponded to the harmonious spirit realm, and the upper 3 levels corresponded to the gold core realm. Like the silver bone realm, the bone seal realm corresponded to the nascent soul realm. Just like the jade life realm, the jade blood realm corresponded to the soul formation realm. Just like the golden body realm, the reckless demon realm corresponded to the void training realm. Just like the void fragmentation realm, the revered devil realm corresponded to the void fragmentation realm. This was the cultivation system of the ancient devil race. They did not cultivate any magic power at all. The ancient devil race cultivated blood. What corresponded to the magic power of the divine race was the devil blood essence chi of the ancient devil race. Powerful cultivators could move the stars and the moon with a trace of magic power. Powerful ancient devils could suppress mountains and rivers with a trace of their essence chi. The third slate only recorded the cultivation system of the ancient devil race. At the end of the devil scripture, it mentioned that one could obtain the ancestral talisman blood refinement technique after collecting all 4 slates. That was the blood refinement technique of the ancient devil race. Ningfan kept the jade slip and remained silent for a while. He had never thought that he could step onto the path of cultivation of the ancient devil race after collecting all 4 slates. That was a completely different path of cultivation compared to the cultivators of the past. By cultivating his devil blood, Ningfan only needed to cultivate his physical body, and it would be enough for him to prove his Tao and become invincible in the world. The ancient devil race's blood cultivation was completely different from the body refinement of cultivators. If there were still ancient devils in the current era, they would certainly be invincible among body refiners of the same level. If I collect all 4 slates, will I be able to step onto the ancient devil Tao? Ningfan's mind raced. If he could become an ancient devil, he would be able to dominate the world with just his physical body. It was a great temptation. That you're tuning in to the Li Mei's Wuxia Whispers YouTube channel. We're so grateful for your support, and don't forget to subscribe to join us on this incredible journey through captivating stories. Your generosity through donations truly makes a world of difference, as it's the primary source of revenue that allows me to expand and enhance this channel for you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for being a part of this adventure.